What's going on, everybody? We're live. Welcome to a brand new Poker Live podcast. My name is Joey, your one, aka Chicago Joey. We're joined today on the podcast by a young woman who you guys might not know much about yet, but I think that you are going to enjoy her very much. You're going to enjoy getting to know her, as will I. She is a woman who is an entrepreneur. She started a company called, and I don't know if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, Ellovi butter that allegedly helps make your skin look very beautiful. So I'm obviously going to be very interested in this. She's also someone who started playing poker a couple years ago. Recently was playing the $25, $50 no limit hold'em game on Twitch and Poker Night America game. Now this is alleged stuff. I don't know if this is 100% fact or not. This is kind of what I found. A certified yoga teacher, which you guys know my dream is to become a yoga teacher. Former graphic designer. She's a professional book reader as well.
Wow.
A mad scientist who likes to spend time in the lab. And she also loves her animals and is a professional picture taker. If you look at the quality of her pictures on social media, her name is Kelly Winterhalter. I don't think you have an AKA to go over. So just Kelly Winterhalter, man. What's up, Kelly? Welcome.
Pretty impressive intro. You sure did your homework there. You got it all in. I don't even know where you found some of that stuff.
Kelly, you ever heard of a site called google.com?
Okay. So that'll do the trick then, I guess.
Yeah, it's crazy. I put it in there. And I'm not like a big research kind of guy when I do the podcast, but I'm like, let me go find a little bit more about her. And then I saw some site. It said, you were a yoga teacher, a graphic designer. I was like, God, what else does this girl not do, man? I don't understand. I don't know, man. It sounds like you do a lot of different stuff, Kelly.
I do a lot of different things. Yeah. One of the great things about pursuing entrepreneurship is that you kind of have flexibility to pursue different things.
Unless you're obsessed with the thing that you're starting as a business, then you may not be able to find the time in your life to sort of pursue other different things.
That's true. And those obsessions, they kind of come up, and sometimes I'm just all in with one thing, entrepreneurship or poker or books or cuddling with my dog and my cat. And then other times, I feel like I need more of a balance where I'm kind of just doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, I know.
This is Flixie, by the way. He loves to cuddle.
Yeah, I mean, I think the obsession with cuddling with my animals that I don't have takes over my life a lot of times too. And I just there'll be weeks at a time where I'm just cuddling with, depends on what we view. And never mind, I'm not going to get into that one. But guys, we're live. I see a lot of people in the chat. Welcome to the podcast today. People already love Kelly. All right, perfect. That's awesome. Okay, didn't take long, guys. So Kelly, why don't you tell people a little bit about how you got into poker? You've been playing now for about maybe 2 years, a little bit over 2 years. Recently, you were playing on the Poker Night America cash game, $25, $50.
Yeah.
So give people a little bit about your story in terms of how you've gotten to poker.
So I kind of showed up. I played poker kind of just on a whim. I was bored on a Friday night, so I showed up with a boyfriend at the time. I went in to play 3-6 limit. Kind of had no idea what I was doing, but it was pretty early on that I realized that I could see myself playing poker seriously. I noticed a lot of things about the game that I really love. There's just so much depth to it. And then from there, I got really into it. I started working hard on my game and just kind of became a really significant part of my life.
So, okay. So you start playing, you got a boyfriend, you guys go to a casino. For some reason, he puts you in 3-6 limit. What game was he playing at the time?
We were both playing 3-6 limit. That was a lot. At the time, we're literally on the ride to the casino. We're trying to remember whether a straight beats a flush, how many cards you need in a flush, do straights wrap around. We're like, we're going over the basics of the basics. So that was enough for us at the time.
Okay, so 3-6 limit.
$5 swing was, a lot to take.
That's a lot to take for anybody. That's a big swing. Okay, so 3-6 limit. How fast did you decide that you needed to get out of limit, because limit is just one of the worst things of all time, and then get into no limit hold'em?
It took a while, actually. I got comfortable with playing no limit. There were less variables with it because you don't have to decide how much you're betting. But then I think as soon as I gave no limit a shot, I realized I like it way more, and I just started pursuing no limit pretty much exclusively.
Now, before we go any farther, I know we've already talked about whether you played the great game of Pot Limit Omaha, and you said you didn't, but I can already tell that you're going to be a woman who would really enjoy the Great Game of Plo. It's a great game. You get 4 cards instead of 2. You don't have to fold much I'm just kidding. So I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to get more at it later. So
I think I would actually really love PLO. I just haven't been able to get myself off of No Limit Hold'em yet because I feel like there's just still so much more that I can learn. So every time I sit down and I want to watch poker, I want to read about it, I always go to No Limit. But I think I could really get into PLO, and it's a goal of mine in the near future to learn some of the other games.
Oh, well, listen, I got the bottle of PLO pills down here, ready to hand them out whenever you're ready, man. Let me know. I'll put one in your hand for sure. All right. So how long did it take before you started playing? So you're playing Limit, then how long did you switch over to No Limit?
Maybe 3 months or so. It was pretty fast. I got into tournaments also early. I started playing a lot of the daily tournaments, like $150 buy-in tournaments. Love those. And then after I was playing a lot of dailies, and also later on I switched back to cash. So now I play almost primarily cash, but then I mix in tournaments from time to time.
So it seems like you went to playing the low stakes games. Now you're playing, the higher stakes games, and playing 25-50 over there. You're playing some of the higher buy-in tournaments. So was that a progression where you felt like you do well? You have a job, you're an entrepreneur, so you're making money with your job. So you feel like I could play a little bit higher stakes. Whereas most people who start out playing poker usually have a poker bankroll. They try to grind it up. But it seems like for you, you're in a position in your life where you're able to maybe take a little bit extra shots in different games. And it doesn't necessarily, it's not going to be as big of a deal where it might be for someone who's like got, $5,000 bankroll and they're sitting and they take a shot at a higher stakes game. That's a big part of their bankroll.
I actually did everything in poker. I did it bankroll style. So I started with poker bankroll and I scaled up my poker bankroll through poker exclusively. And I never really pulled in any money from my business or anything else. Did it that way.
What? Really?
Yeah. I mean, for the bigger game, the 25-50 game, of course, not actually bankrolled for that game. So I had backers and I put, a piece of myself up, but I didn't actually risk all of my money for that game.
Okay, I was gonna say, man, if you got yourself rolled for 25-50 in 2 years, man, you gotta tell us the secrets, man. We were trying to figure this out. That's like, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what people need for proper bankroll for 25-50 right now. I mean, I imagine most people that play 25-50 aren't necessarily properly bankrolled, and most people sell pieces of themselves as well too.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to. It's a good way to scale your poker operation kind of faster because it takes a while.
Wait a second. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna write that one down. Scale. Yeah, that's a great one. Scale your poker operations faster. That's a really good. Guys, you need to start using that line when you're asking people to buy action from you. I'm looking to scale my poker operations a little bit quicker than normal. So if with that instead, I'm going to be selling some action for this tournament coming up here. That's a really great way to describe. Like, man. Man, that's really good. Well, I'm serious. I'm going to remember that. That's a really good line there. So, okay, so you got playing No Limit Hold'em. You sounds like you started playing tournaments pretty quickly as well. And then did you have some immediate poker success when you played tournaments as well too?
So with tournaments, I actually had success very early on that was kind of misleading. I went on a little heater streak in the daily tournaments, kind of to a point where I just thought I was just this amazing tournament player and playing these daily $150 buy-in tournaments where it's like printing money. It just comes so easy. You win 1 out of 5 that you play. So I was totally misled by that because that was my first experience playing tournaments. So I got a little bit of a bankroll boost there, but then I kept playing them and then also, slowly learned about variance with tournaments, kind of watched my bankroll just slowly vanish. And then actually, I had some pretty big swings. I think I think my bankroll got down to like $700, after getting it up to a pretty comfortable amount. I was like, oh man, I'm almost lost everything after playing, for 6 months or 8 months. And then that's kind of when I decided to switch over to cash.
So you switch over to cash, you start playing, would you start playing 1-2, 2-5? What was kind of?
2-5, and actually did something kind of silly. And I just took that $700 and just put it all on 2-5. And that was all I had for poker. And it worked out and I never busted it. So just that one session. And then, it's kind of kind of got lucky there. But
Here
now
on the Poker Life podcast, we do not advocate putting your last $700 of your poker bankroll on the table at 2-5. All right, I just want to put that disclaimer because now people are going to go out there. They're going to hear you say this, Kelly, and they're going to say it's Friday night also. So they're going to go to the casino. They're going to be like, man, 700, let's do this, man. And they might not have as good luck. I just want to give them a disclaimer. You try this at your own risk and be careful, please. Okay, so 2-5, you put your $700 on there. Then what happens?
And luckily I had a couple of good sessions back to back, built up a little bankroll, and then just kind of slowly kept scaling the bankroll in 2-5. And
scaling the bankroll, scaling it. I love this word scale. But I know it's a big entrepreneur term, but yeah, I like it a lot. Scaling. Okay, so you scale up the bankroll, and then so it seems like you've had some success with tournaments as well. I'm not sure if those are at the World Series or if those were other events, or what's been your experience with the World Series of Poker so far?
So I had a great run. Specifically last year, I made a deep run. I think in 4 bracelet events that I played. Just had kind of an incredible experience. Some of it was, some of the tournaments I got really close in, and then had kind of a painful bust out right on day 3 or something like that. But it was really cool for me. I get so excited for the World Series. Just showing up there and walking into the pavilion on Colossus Day. For me, it's like Christmas morning. You just look around and you see all the poker players and you feel that dream, and you're there and you're ready. You got the backpack packed, you got all the snacks.
And you're one of those kids with the glasses, right? You got the shades on. Do you wear the scarf? Wait, do you wear the scarf? Are you like a scarf person with the hoodie on and the iPad?
Only last year. I don't know. It was kind of my first time playing with really good players when you make the deep runs. So I was just intimidated that they could kind of read through my soul.
Yeah.
So I wear the glasses, but I don't wear them anymore.
I'd be worried about that too. I get worried about that a lot when I'm playing with the players. Got to wear a scarf around the neck or something. I don't know. I've never been a scarf guy, or the glasses I think are probably a good thing to have on though.
Yeah, I mean, it can be. I think some people are just incredible with the live reads, and you can give off a lot without actually knowing that you're doing it.
That's very true. I think that is a good point, and that's sort of why. I mean, I think that's a big thing about poker in general, is that you often give out a lot of tells, or even a lot of tells with your strategy that you play, and you never really realize it just because your skill level isn't that level or that high enough. Whereas great players are going to be able to pick up on something that you do with the patterns of bet sizings or the way you take action with your hands. And that's a big thing.
And all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm. But if you can do something for the tells department, some people, they make fun of guys that wear glasses. Oh, like, why the fuck you look like a whatever. But at the same time, if you don't have that much experience and you're still really trying to learn, I feel like that the glasses and even the scarf or the hoodies, I think those are probably really good things for people to wear. And honestly, maybe something I should consider wearing when I play live a bit more too, because I don't.
When I was thrown into kind of an intimidating situation the first time, wearing glasses, it just feels like a little security blanket. You can hide behind your glasses and no one can see you, and you're in your own little bubble.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like you're the kind of person that enjoys being in your own little bubble, from kind of what I'm seeing online with the reading and stuff like that. It seems like, are you the type of person you would say like enjoys being in your own little world, in your own little zone?
Yeah, I think I am definitely more of an introvert type personality. I enjoy reading. I like kind of absorbing myself in thoughts and in books and documentaries and things like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely the same way. I feel like, I just recently wrote a book. Shout out to me. I'm an official author, by the way, guys. I'm sure some of you guys know that. Chasing the Poker Dream, the qualities of a successful poker player, the best poker book in the entire world for $9.99, or I'll give you your money back. Check it out. It's at Amazon right now. That is guaranteed the best $9.99 poker book. But, just from writing that, I think it made me realize how much that was my thing. Getting in, like when I play online poker, I'd be able to play these 10, 12-hour sessions. I'd always be able to get into my little space, my zone, tap into this subconscious state where I just play for hours and hours and hours. And it's not even like I'm actively playing, but more it's just sort of autopiloting. And then I didn't really realize this until I wrote out the book and wrote out my thoughts. And I'm curious for you, do you find that writing, or do you do writing that sort of helps you explore your thoughts even to a deeper level?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of information that your subconscious mind kind of stores and collects, and that if you kind of tune yourself in with that, you just have so much more information available to you, and it can come to you through different ways. You know, it can come to you through writing, through reading, through self-reflecting, through meditating. But it's, you know, it's there for you to access this kind of greater or deeper knowledge when you need it.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely something I've been trying to read a lot more about, learn more about. I feel like for myself, some spots I've really been able to actively get into it now is during like a 3-hour basketball session, during a 2-3 hour conversation where I'm pacing through my apartment, just really engaged in the conversation as well. If I'm writing or if I'm reading and I'm listening to music, after about an hour or two, I can get to that point. And anytime I'm on an airplane, those are like my spots where I don't know what happens, but something just.
Well, it's cool now that you kind of know when those spots come up for you to get there, that you can, you know, you can kind of go after that, and you can put yourself in the situations when you want to have that intuitive knowledge come to you.
Do you have any situations for yourself where you're able to have a feeling like that?
Through reading, through meditation, sometimes, you know, playing poker, if you're just really in the zone and you're just kind of, you know, you're kind of turning off your conscious mind that's telling you all of these things that are coming up around you, and you're just in it. So yeah, it comes to me sometimes.
Okay, so you're playing the tournaments. Now, what's the process like for you to be playing the $25, $50 Poker Night America game? How did that end up happening where you're playing that?
So I sent in an email. I heard about the game. I sent in an email to see if I could get on the show. And they said that they would save me a seat. So when I found out that I was going to play on the show, of course, got really excited, but also kind of terrified. You know, it's really a big opportunity for me. It's high stakes. You know, it's with known players. And I just wanted to do well with it. So I kind of, you know, put a lot of work in ahead of time. I spent many, many hours studying footage of the players that I would be playing with, kind of just researching the game, doing some kind of mock Poker Night in America sessions where I pretend in my own little world like I'm playing on the show, or I'm playing higher stakes and things like that. So I just, you know, felt like I was really ready for it.
So what were the notes on Phil Hellmuth? Probably fucking terrible. Might know what he's doing. Might not. What was kind of the notes on Hellmuth? What'd you have going into that session?
I don't know if I can share all the notes on Phil. I got a pretty good amount of information on him. Just, you know, with some physical tells and some sizing and timing and things like that. But not just Phil. You know, other players too.
Somebody in the chat said, let me go find this comment here. They said something about you tilted. Ian Griffin says she crushed day 2 of 25-50 game, had douche helmet mega tilted. So what's up with that? What happened with what was the experience like on the game?
So there was a fun little streak the second half of day 2 of Poker Night in America where we set a rule at the table where you have to tell the person, if they ask you, you tell them what you had 30 minutes later, because it's going to be streamed, so they would find out anyway. So I had this hand against Phil where I bluffed him, and then 30 minutes later he asked me what I had. So I told him. He found out that it was a bluff, and then from there he started, you know, just kind of playing really aggressive, you know, kind of announcing that he was tilting, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just says, "All right, I'm buying in for 50K." So I'm sitting there. I have, I think, $35,000 on the table at the time. And Phil Hellmuth will always play short stack, so he'll play it down at 25-50. He'll play it down to $1,000 and just sit there on short stack. But you know, he just was like, "All right, I'm buying in 50K right now." Like, didn't have the cash. You know, if you stack me, I'll wire you the money tomorrow. So we had a fun little streak of Phil just being tilted, and I think they kind of extended the stream to get more of it. It was really fun.
So how'd your experience overall go on the show? Did you end up winning money, or like what was kind of your big takeaways from after being on there?
So the experience was incredible. I played 2 full days. The first day I actually lost $10,000, and then I went back the second day and I won $30,000. So my profit for the entire thing was $20,000, and I took so much away from the experience. I learned a ton about my game, about myself, kind of just watching it back. And it was just a really cool, amazing experience. I loved everything about it.
I got to be honest, Kelly. It sounds like you've done more work on your poker game than 99% of other poker players out there, especially some of these guys are in the chat right now. It's most people might be on a show like that, and they're not really going to be studying other opponents before the games. They're not going to be breaking down their own footage, their own play after the game. And I mean, it sounds like do you realize that this is like a very, very important quality to have? And also, is this something like you just did naturally? Because it seems like a lot of poker players that I know certainly do not like to do this stuff away from the table. They don't see the value and see the, and if they do see the value, they don't have the discipline to actually do it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about poker is just the never-ending learning opportunities that poker presents you with. And I think that because of the fact that I just genuinely have a really deep love for poker, that studying the game and getting better and reviewing is really actually fun to me. So I do it because I love it, I want to get better, and I see the value in it.
So why, I guess, why poker? So obviously poker, it seems a lot different than what you've done in the past with, with your business and with the yoga teacher and with reading. I mean, it seems like poker is like a sort of this different little world altogether. So I guess what is it that attracts you to poker, and what is it that has you this fired up, this excited, and this captivated by it?
Oh man, so many things. I think poker is such a beautiful game. There's so much depth to it. You really get to work on so many different skills. And also poker teaches you a lot of things about life in general. It has a lot of lessons to teach you, and that if you are open to them, you can kind of take them and apply them to life. It also has a lot of similarities to business. It requires you to be a strategic thinker, someone that kind of takes an idea and instead of just accepting it as it is, you kind of evaluate all the different alternatives, right? Because in poker, you're not just going to do the same thing when you have the same hand and on the same flop. It's going to be different every time. The answer is always going to be it depends, right? It depends on the player, and it depends on your dynamic, and the same thing in business. But there's just so much depth and complexity, and you get in tune with kind of your subconscious mind. The intuitive information that comes up during poker, I think, is really cool. Yeah, I think it's just a beautiful game.
Kelly just described my book for you guys right there. This is what the book's about. That statement she made about you don't take my word for it. You don't take the words that you read out of a book or the words that you hear in a video. You take the idea and then you think about, how can I apply this to my own game, my own life, my own whatever it is. And yeah, I think that's a very important aspect of poker, is that you take information in from all different areas, and then it's on you to decide, well, all right, what do I want to do with that? How can I implement that to my game, or do I want to forget about it?
Yeah.
I love it, man. I liked it. I like it a lot. I guess, so you think about parallels to life. What are some of the qualities you feel like make up a successful poker player?
I think a successful poker player is going to be someone that's genuinely empathetic. So you can kind of think about how someone else would handle a situation if you're in their shoes. Whereas in life, you kind of are able to just relate to other people. You have good emotional control. So you kind of understand, right? If something goes poorly in poker, like you have the nut flush and then someone rivers a full house, you don't flip your chair and say,
no.
I deserve this, and
runs so good, they beat me every time.
Terrible, and this is a stupid game. But yeah, just emotional control to understand those situations and look at them logically, and then realize, also that you can take downfalls and just swings in poker and use them as opportunities to learn. If you do something silly or you make some kind of ridiculous mistake, you can learn from it. So there can always kind of be a takeaway. So yeah, I mean, empathetic, emotional control, discipline. Poker also teaches you kind of just hard work. I think that poker is something that more you put into it, the more that you will get out from it.
I like it. Empathetic. I've never thought about empathy as a requirement of, or even equality. Honestly, that wasn't even in my book. Out of all the chapters, empathy wasn't in there. But
put it in 2.0.
I've always thought I wasn't very empathetic to people at all. Like I thought that I didn't necessarily, and I still think that too. But that is quite interesting that you do have to put yourself into other people's shoes and think about how they would play a hand and they would play a situation. Then you ideally need to figure out how you might exploit what they're doing against you. So maybe I have more empathy than I ever thought about. So you got good emotional control. You don't tilt very much. You feel like you stay pretty even keeled at the table.
I have pretty great emotional control. I feel pretty much the same when I'm leaving poker. If I'm up, a couple $1,000 versus if I'm down a couple $1,000, I just, I see the long-term game. So I don't feel emotionally affected by it.
Really? Man, that's a big thing a lot of people can't master. And I mean, they can think they know what it is and they understand that I need to have this under control, but at the same time, it's so hard to get a grasp on that. And where do you think that comes from with yourself?
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a master of it because I certainly have spots where it comes up where, I feel pain specifically in tournaments. But it really, I think, comes from just having kind of an ability to just see things from more of a long-term perspective and just kind of have a logical approach where you kind of understand that, just because you have this session where you get your aces cracked and this and that and everything goes wrong, that's just a very standard outcome of the game.
I'm trying to think about something here, Kelly. I've always said some of the women I dated, they don't have much emotional control. Maybe they'd have it at poker, but they certainly don't have, I don't know. They certainly don't have it when it comes to I don't know, man. Yeah, a lot of women I know, they don't have much emotional control. I wonder if that's I wonder if they played poker. I guess relationships in poker are a lot different, though.
I think that people that are really good at poker have a lot of qualities that are similar to kind of just everyone that plays poker that is serious and good at it.
Man, I know a lot of guys that don't have emotional control either, man. I don't know. I think emotional control is just such a hard thing to really get a grasp on. And people have asked me, how do I get better at this? How do I get better at not tilting? And I'm not really sure where you send them to, because you need to have an understanding of the long term. As you said, you need to realize that, hey, just because you lose in this moment right here, that necessarily doesn't matter that much for the long term. But it's so hard to be able to, I guess, make people really understand that and grasp it and then adjust accordingly when they're playing.
Yeah, it's certainly something that doesn't come as naturally for some people. And I think poker is a game that is just not necessarily right for everyone,
That's true. Well, I mean, most people they don't realize that and they keep playing poker, and unfortunately they keep losing money at the game because
it's sad when you just play a lot of poker and it actually makes you feel miserable, and then you're miserable because of poker,
Mm-hmm. But it sounds like poker for you when you play. It sounds like you get a lot of. I mean, it sounds like you get a lot out of there. You feel like when you play, you're not only learning about the game, you're learning about yourself. You're improving these qualities about yourself. And that's sort of, you just enjoy that aspect of things. You enjoy improving and getting better at different things of your own life.
Yeah, I mean, poker has really been just nothing but a positive influence in my life. It's taught me a lot. It's given me opportunities to grow. And it's also given me something to work towards, which I think is really fulfilling.
I love this message much better than some of the messages we've been having from some of the guests lately, where they're like, poker, I can't wait to get out of poker. I fucking hate poker. They're so doom and gloom. They don't necessarily see things in this light. They don't understand the value that you get from getting better at poker. Becoming a great poker player, you have to better so many things about yourself. And most people, for me, for a long time, I never saw it that way. I was like, man, I'm good at poker. What the fuck else am I? What else do I know necessarily? But when you think about it, you have to master so many different qualities to become a great poker player.
Yeah, that's very true.
Who we got in the chat, man? Critterbug, Puppy, I've listened to all the podcasts on iTunes. First time on the live stream. Love the talks and guests you have on. Keep up the good work. Just purchased the book too. Let's go. Let's go. Back to work I go. Peace. Much love, Critterbug. Much love, man. Shout out to everybody out there watching today. Shout out to all the comments, all the questions. Yeah, it seems like people enjoyed seeing you play on the $25, $50 on the live stream there, man. It seems like you made a pretty good impression on the people that were watching.
That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that.
Have you made a lot of poker friends? Have you met any you guys have some people that you're close to, you talk hands with, talk strategy with, or anything like that?
Yeah, I play a ton of hours of cash game locally, so I know a lot of people kind of in the Bay Area poker scene. And then I'm just kind of starting to meet more people in poker and, doing a tiny bit of traveling for it and, meet people at the World Series.
I got to say, Kelly, I'm pretty sure the men in poker must really love you. I just have to put that out there. You're obviously you have a very intelligent thought process about the game, and that is very attractive to other poker players out there. So, I mean, I'm sure you probably, yeah, I can't, yeah. You have any stories from any people you met in poker? Because I mean, man, I've got some interesting times in my poker career here so far.
Oh, let's hear 'em.
Well, I don't know who's watching today. I can tell you these not on the live stream, but I've realized that.
Oh, now I want to hear them even more.
The stories I tell on the podcast, you think like there's no way these get back to people don't know about these, they don't hear them, but they always end up texting you. I get a text. I'm like, man, why the fuck?
That you told yourself not to say on the podcast, and you get a text that's like from your mom. Why'd you say this, Joey?
Well, my mom, luckily, for some reason, my mom, she might not watch many of the podcast. Shout out to my mom who's not fucking watching this right now. Come on, Mom, you gotta support the pod, man. But it's usually from the people in the stories.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you name drop and then they hear about it, yeah, that makes sense.
They say, maybe you shouldn't have talked about it. I mean, it doesn't happen too often, but it has gotten me into trouble sometimes. And if it doesn't get me into trouble, I can just say that it gets me into trouble, so I don't have to actually tell the stories about them sometimes. So. But yeah, it sounds like you have an interest in playing a lot more of the. I mean, I guess there isn't too much televised stuff. We have the Poker Night in America stuff. We have the. I mean, what else really is there? Live at the Bike stuff. I guess what else is there opportunity for you to be able to play?
You mean as far as live stream cash games?
Yeah, like live stream cash game, live stream stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's kind of just Live at the Bike. There's one in the Bay Area that I played called Stones Live. It's similar to Live at the Bike, and then Poker Night in America. That's kind of all I know about.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate now that there really isn't. I mean, I guess there is a lot more live cash games on Twitch now than there was before, but at the same time, it is a little bit different because a lot of those things, there's a lot of poker audience that just never sees those episodes because they might not go on Twitch or go on YouTube at all. So a lot of people that are big fans of the cash games, especially the high stakes, who would watch all of these, don't necessarily know they exist and they can't find them to even consume them. And I guess that that definitely is that pretty much sucks right now. So it's kind of the bad thing about poker right now.
It'd be cool to have more streamed cash games. And cash is also really fun to watch because people are just more chatty in general than in tournaments, and it's a little bit faster a lot of times.
Yeah. Do you watch, what kind of poker stuff do you like to watch?
I watch all poker stuff. Cash games, tournaments, heads-up matches. I like all of it.
Do you watch any like YouTube poker content or anything like that? Any specific Twitch stream that you like the most?
I like the Poker Guys, their YouTube channel. They break down hands. Yeah, I kind of just everything, a little bit of everything.
Favorite Twitch streamer?
I don't watch a lot of live Twitch poker content.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, boys. Not on Twitch. Not on Twitch. Logan says, watch out, puppy. The stalkers are lingering. Listen, Logan, the stalkers are always lingering. You guys don't even, man, yeah, whatever. You can understand. They really do linger. Shimmer Stockton, is there any particular advantage Kelly thinks she has over the male poker players?
So let's see. I know that I am perceived very differently as a female player. So it's something I get all the time. My image, I come in and people kind of expect me to play passive or tight. So being that my image is something that it's so easy to be aware of how people are perceiving, it's very easy for me to exploit it and play in a style that counters it. So it is an advantage, and I think it can be an advantage for anyone if you really just know what your image is and you know how people are perceiving you.
So what you're saying is that you play very aggressive and you take advantage of the people who you perceive, or who you think that they perceive you as a tight player.
Yeah, that does happen.
So how quickly do you think it takes them to realize maybe this girl isn't as tight as I may have thought?
It totally depends on the person. If they're kind of an amateur recreational player, they might never know. And if they're a top professional, they're going to adjust immediately. So one thing, you know, at the World Series, I'm table changing all the time. So I get to sit down and I have this fresh image. And as an unknown player, you just always kind of have the same image. And then as soon as they see one showdown, then you have to switch up the style a little bit.
Man, you sound like you've been playing poker way longer than 2 years. I'll be honest with you, man. This is like, I mean, this is stuff that I feel like for great poker players, these things are kind of go into it. But a lot of people out there just don't get this stuff. And I guess what was your process like for getting better? Was it books? Was it just like internal thought? Was it discussions with other players? You know, what was that process like?
It was kind of all of that. I really just, I just whatever I could possibly get my hands on, whether it was a book, whether it was just a YouTube channel, a training video, training sites, talking to friends about hands, kind of just all of the above. But I think that it was really an incremental process. So, it's not something where you kind of snap your fingers and you can learn everything overnight, but you kind of just focus on that incremental growth and you try to just get better every day. I'm kind of a nerd of poker.
No, I mean, that's a good thing to have. We call that GTO.
Yeah.
We call that GTO, man. That's what we call it around here. That's great. What do you feel like it was the biggest challenge?
Oh man, there were so many challenges. Biggest challenge with poker in general, or with trying to improve, or
with poker in general, yeah.
I guess the biggest challenge was just knowing that there were so many things that I wanted to work on and not knowing exactly what I could do to fix that one thing, right? Like if I see, all right, I want to clean up my pre-flop game, not really knowing exactly where to go to get the perfect clean pre-flop game, and just kind of, get all of that taken care of. So just, yeah.
Well, where'd you go? Well, how'd you figure that? It's a big problem right there, right? That's because there's so much information. There's
so much information, and coaches have different styles. You can also learn some things that are kind of toxic for your game and not really realize it. So you kind of have to be selective with who you speak poker with. You have to be selective about who you use as a poker coach and whose training content you follow. And then also like what you take from it, right? Because someone might teach you something that's kind of counter to your natural style. And it just feels weird when you're trying to do something that just kind of goes against what you would intuitively, do in that spot. So kind of just find a balance, learn from a lot of different people, not just one person, and just be selective with the content that you're consuming.
So what do you feel like is your biggest challenge right now in terms of continuing to get better?
Kind of still that, just kind of figuring out what it is exactly that needs work. Because some things can just be the result of a habit where I don't even really realize that I am making these mistakes. So kind of finding it and then figuring out how to fix it and finding content to help me.
Yeah, especially for something like that when you're playing mainly live, where the sample size is going to be smaller and you're going to be the short-term variance in some spots. It's just going to not even have you realize that you could be playing it better, or you might be playing it wrong. Yeah. And that's where kind of online helps out a lot, is you get a bigger sample size and you can see directly, okay, I might be playing the button versus the big blind a little bit incorrectly, or I could be playing it better. Whereas live, it's so much, less information that you need to put through. And then the variance in that short term, it just kind of clouds everything together and makes it really challenging for people.
It totally does. And with live, if you play a really long session, you can't pull up hands from 8 hours ago and remember exactly what the flop was and the turn. So you kind of forget a lot of your hands, and you don't have them all recorded, so you don't go back and review them like you would with live or with online.
You play any online at all too?
I haven't actually really played online. So I started live, and I live in California, so online's kind of difficult. I've had some bad experiences with some of the unregulated sites, so I haven't really played much of it. I do realize that playing online would just be so helpful to my game in general. So it's definitely something that I want to do in the near future.
What kind of bad experiences did you have with the online sites?
So I had experiences with basically with the software just not working. So I played a little bit of Bovada on my Mac, and then I had some times where I was in the money and the software would just shut down or would freeze. So I'm trying to play my hand, and then all of a sudden my computer's frozen and I have to restart, and then I get everything started, and then all of a sudden I'm at a new table, and it was just really frustrating. I remember playing one tournament and having to shut it down and restart like at least 5 times when I was in the money, and then just being like, all right, I'm completely done with Bovada.
Yep, that sounds like the Bovada Mac software to me. I don't know if it's better now or not, but I've certainly heard some of the sites that have the Mac software. It's a little bit glitchy.
It's much better for PC.
Yeah. I know most people with their Mac, they're Apple users, Mac users, they think that Macs are the best thing in the world, but maybe it's not the best thing in the world for online poker sites right now.
Yeah, that's true. But it's hard to sacrifice how much of the Mac is so amazing and superior to a PC just for online poker. Although you could get a PC to play online.
Wait, what exactly is superior about a Mac to a PC?
The interface, the user experience, the hardware, the software. I don't know. I kind of just feel like almost everything except for maybe the price.
I don't know, man. I've had a PC for a long time. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just something like you don't know what you're missing out on until you actually get it. And then when you get it, you're like, my God, how did I ever live without this stuff?
That is what happened to me, actually. I used to use PCs, and then as soon as I got a Mac, I was just done with PC. I never switched. And it even got to a point where I used a Mac. It was maybe like 2 years that I didn't use a PC, and then I tried to get on a PC again. I was like, how do you, like, it just didn't make intuitive sense to me how you would do things on a PC. You know, where do you open up applications? I mean, it was just weird.
Wow. Okay. Well, guys, I wish we had I know maybe the Mac might be the new computer of the Poker Live podcast, like the IKEA Marcus Chair is the official chair of the podcast here. So Gene Bilecki says Macs are for yuppies and facets. Okay. Perfect.
Hey, well, to each their own.
Logan Stanley says, who in poker does she look up to? Or who would be her optimal final table at the World Series of Poker Ladies? Final table. Okay, who in poker do you look up to, Kelly?
I look up to a ton of people in poker. I mean, I look up to anyone that's just been really successful and that's kind of scaled it up through, kind of the bankroll approach where they actually start off smaller stakes, and then through playing poker, they get up to play in high rollers. I think that's pretty amazing, and it's incredibly difficult to do. Yeah, I don't know. There's not really one person. There's so many people.
I'm trying to figure out who I would think is one of those people who scale it up to play high rollers now. I mean, listen, the thing is, Kelly, anyone could be playing high rollers without really scaling it up. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, I guess I've never played tournaments and I could still play high rollers, but yeah, I've always been like a cash game guy. So I don't really know many people besides one guy I know that's in my GTO club who has scaled it up to be able to play a little bit higher stakes. But basically, I mean, once you reach a certain point of success, if you have one big score and
that's true.
I mean, you could sell that, Kelly. You could sell action 100%. If I give people this podcast, you'd be selling action to some of these high rollers. It doesn't. That's what's interesting about tournament poker world is that your ability to sell action is an important quality too.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if you get one big tournament cash, then you kind of just have an easy path to sell action. I guess that's true.
That's interesting about tournament world, man. It's I don't know, man. It sounds like you like the cash game world a bit better, though.
I actually like the tournament world.
No.
I like tournaments. I love tournaments. I really got into cash for bankroll stability. Also, living in the Bay Area, there aren't great tournaments, so I'd have to travel all the time if I wanted to play tournaments. So yeah, it's kind of why I play cash. But I love tournaments. Something about a tournament just feels so epic. You wake up the morning of a day 2 or a day 3, and you have an opportunity to make really big money. It's so awesome.
What about the aspect of playing the turn in the river? What do we think about that? Maybe we like that?
Yeah. I mean, cash game will certainly make you a much better tournament player because you get to play much more complicated hands that kind of, unfold from pre-flop all the way to the river with much more complicated decisions. In tournament, you get that. You get the first couple levels to do that.
Yeah, you get to sell 80 minutes to do that, boys and girls, and then all of a sudden you're playing a 1 or 2 street game of poker.
Yeah.
Fucking tournaments, man. I mean, yeah, you get to sit there 13 hours a day. Yeah, I guess if you're making a lot of day 2s and day 3s, I suppose it could be pretty epic. Yeah.
So do you not play tournaments at all, or you have and you didn't like them?
I played about 8 to 10 tournaments in 10 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I played all the PLO events last year, or most of the PLO events last year. The 6 max one, the 10K one, 25K one, and then that's it. And then before that, I played the 6 max PLO, and that's it. Yeah.
You just weren't your thing. You don't like them.
Not gonna be able to do it, Kelly. No, man. Listen, tournaments. No, I'm an online cash guy. That's all I've ever played. Started at 10 cent, 25 cent no limit hold'em back in the day. Worked that up, player higher stakes. Switched over to the great game of Pot Limit Omaha 4 card instead of. Switched over to my baby. I met my wife, Pot Limit Omaha, the great game, and I've been dating her ever since. Last 7 years straight, 6 years straight. We've had some ups and downs, Kelly. I got to be honest with you. We've had a tumultuous relationship.
What were your greatest hardships?
What was what?
Your greatest hardship?
Playing the great game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have like some epic stories. Then some people get tilted because I tell them all the time. But so my greatest story at PLO is probably when I used to be a mass tabler. So I would go for Supernova Elite on PokerStars. So I 24 tabled mainly all the time. So I got Supernova Elite one year, and then I switched over, started playing less tables, playing only 4 tables, but playing higher stakes and table selecting. And then I went on a very big upswing, about 700 some thousand, and then I ended up losing most of it back in about 2 weeks by mixing business with pleasure, going away from the strategies that worked, and then it came back down, and then I had to get back on the horse, had to rebuild that up. So I think that was probably my biggest hardship with PLO. It taught me a lesson is that
I learned a lot from it.
I did learn a ton from it. I learned a lot about emotional control. I learned about my own values and desires and exactly what I wanted truly out of poker, which wasn't money. It was more of the challenge, the ambition, the mastery of it, the reaching the top level of the game and trying to run the score up as high as possible, not necessarily actual physical money aspect of things. And yeah, I think that's just the biggest single hardship in its own. But I think, getting to the highest stakes and then staying at the high stakes, 5, 10, 10, 20, 25, 50, that on its own is just a very challenging thing to do.
Yeah. Well, some of the greatest hardships in poker, I think, come learned the hard way. It was probably a very valuable experience.
That's true. I probably wouldn't be able to write that book if I didn't have some of those experiences, because it gives you a different perspective. It gives you a different outlook, and it makes you think about things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So, Andrea says, what did Kelly think about the experience in 2550? Did you talk about it already? Technically, we did talk about it already. Yes, we did. We did talk about that already, didn't we? We talked mainly about that already, right?
No, before I was playing, I was a little bit worried that the money would feel so much differently, that I wouldn't be able to make decisions the same way I would in lower stakes because it's so much more money in each different hands. But it was really nice because I went in and it felt just like, another day playing poker, just different color chips.
Yeah, once again, that's another big challenge a lot of people have, is that the money aspect of things sends them to another dimension. And that's a big thing that hurts a lot of really smart people that I know, is that they can't handle the idea of losing $5,000, $10,000, whatever. And they may have a good grasp on a lot of different things, but they just can't handle that aspect of not that real world value, that money. They just can't get away from it.
It can be challenging to disconnect, and that's something that I kind of had to learn when I first started playing poker. I had this habit of thinking about all of the money that I won or lost in terms of what you could buy with in life, which is really bad to do. So I lose $100, okay, well that was a fancy dinner and and whatever else. But yeah, I don't think of it as money until it's really off the table. When it's on the table, you're just trying to make the best decision given the situations that come up. And then when it's off the table, and it's money.
All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Ellovi butter, this skin magical genius that you work out in your lab, and you concoct these recipes. I don't know if you're stirring things together. I don't know what this process likes. I'd like to know more about the process. Well, so how did this business come to be, where you started your company, and now it's been about 4 years or more?
4 years. So kind of started with an idea. Actually, before I came up with the idea, I had a brief 9 to 5 and kind of learned that definitely was not right for me. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't know exactly what it was that I wanted to do. So when I finally had an idea that came to me that I felt really, really comfortable with, I just went with it. And I started off really small. So my idea was to create a skincare line that was so pure you could eat it. Because I was researching the cosmetics industry, and I learned that skincare products in general can be really toxic. They're laden with synthetic ingredients, all sorts of problems there. So I had the idea to come out with products that are so pure you can eat it. So it came out, literally started the line with one product. So it had a body butter that was non-scented, and I launched it just with that.
I'm looking at some of the stuff right now. So you wanted to create something that's so pure you could eat it. So we can eat this, is what you're saying. If we get some of this and we get hungry one time, we can eat it.
You could. I mean, the whole philosophy is really that you should only put things on your skin that are pure and nutritious, because inevitably some of what you put on your body is going to end up in your bloodstream.
So now we have, how many products do you have here? It looks like you have a lip butter collection, a butter collection. Do you mainly have 2 products, or do you have any more products?
I have body butters, lip butters, and I have a lot of different variations of those products. So I have tinted lip butter and different flavors and different types of body butter, and then also coming out with a line of scrubs. But really the focus has just been on moisturizers. So lips, body, but they're incredibly versatile. I mean, you can use them on your face, kind of all over. They work for scars and wounds and sunburns and bug bites.
Rich says, does it help with eczema?
It does, actually. It does. So I have a lot of customers. I wasn't really thinking about that when I formulated the product, but then I found I just got an overwhelming number of email from people that had eczema that were saying, oh, this product has really helped me with my eczema, which is really cool.
So what's been the process like for that entire thing? So you create it, and then I guess from there, how do you go upon growing it, getting the product out there, and then expanding it and sort of getting to the point we're at now?
So I started really small. I had almost no money at the time, so I literally invested, I think, $3,000. I purchased jars. That was a big purchase that I made. I did everything. I had help with some friends, but I made the website, I did the package design, kind of just everything. And then as soon as I had the product formulated and I had the jars, marketed them, and then I just reached out to bloggers. I got on the phone with retail stores. I sent free products out to influencers, and I did some work with social media, just kind of everything I could think of to get the product out there, and just kind of scaled it slowly.
So where do you feel like it stands at now in terms of, if you were going to say, like, high stakes poker, micro stakes poker, in terms of putting that to entrepreneurship, where do you feel like it's at right now?
I'm really proud of the growth. It's been very successful. It's been, a slower process. And when I got into it initially, I sort of had this naive idea that I'm going to come out with this product, and Target is going to just pick it up, and I'm going to sell the company for millions of dollars, and I'm going to retire when I'm 25. And it didn't go like that. I had to learn a lot of things the hard way. I had a lot of setbacks and had a lot of, hardships that came along with it. But I'm really proud of how much it's grown. I'm proud of how much people really like the products, and, just that I have kind of a loyal fan base of people that use it and love it because it actually works.
So what were these hardships or setbacks?
Yeah, there were so many. I think I've cried over the business at least 10 times or so. Let's see. Lots of things come up that are kind of just out of your control. I have a big order, and I send it off, and then, it all gets broken during shipments. and they needed it in time, and now their customers are upset, and then they're mad at me. Things like that, packages getting lost in the mail. One time I got a 100,000 unit order. This was, I think, in the second year, and it was for minis, but it was a custom order, and also just completely naively, okay, no problem, we'll get the order out. I was still making things out of kind of a home office, and just, all right, we're just going to make 100,000 units. I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's just going to happen. So that whole, I think it took about 3 months to get it done. It was just a really big challenge. I had just all sorts of random people coming in and working, and just the process of kind of manufacturing that many units at one time was really difficult to figure out. Crazy spills, and there were some injuries, just a lot.
What happened? Who got injured? I
was carrying a box of jars up the stairs, and then they slipped down the stairs while holding the box. So that was kind of scary.
So in that situation, did you end up actually filling that order and being able to complete that?
I did. Yeah, we got it out. It was a very stressful time in my life, though. I mean, I literally would wake up every morning like, oh, gotta manage the, production again, and then 15 people come in, and, when you own a business, you kind of have to resist the urge to kind of always want to step in and direct things. And sometimes you have to just let people kind of do things for you and kind of know that they're going to do an okay job. So it's kind of resisting that constantly, the just desire to step in and, all right, I'll show you how to pork chops. All right, we'll things like that.
So would you say that's been the biggest hardship then, or do you feel like, or what would stand out to you as the hardest thing you've had to deal with so far with it?
That was the hardest experience, was just figuring out how to get that done in that short of a period of time. But I think there have been so many experiences overall that I've learned, kind of like in poker, where you learn emotional control. You learn to not let things that happen that are outside of your control affect you emotionally. So now if something goes wrong and USPS just doesn't have a package that someone needed in time, it doesn't benefit me to feel terrible about it, because there's nothing I can do about it. So I learned a lot of that, and just so much. I learned to put myself out there more. I learned to kind of take opportunities seriously when they're presented to me. It's been a really cool experience.
So I guess right now, where it stands, where do you have aspirations for with what you're doing with that? How much would you like to try to keep growing and growing and growing? Are you happy with where the level things are at now? And sort of how do you balance that desire to want everyone in the world to have it, but at the same time, realize that maybe I want to put my energy towards these other things as well too?
So my plan is really to, over the next year or two, to continue to scale and then eventually sell, and just get it in the hands of someone else, and then they will continue to grow it, and then I can kind of focus on other things that I'm passionate about and potentially pursue other business ideas.
What other kinds of ideas you have? You got something poker related brewing up in your mind over there?
Come up all the time. I mean, tons of poker ideas. There's not really one thing that I'm for sure going to do after, but yeah, I'm not sure.
My wizard assistant Jonas says, does she get stressed being an entrepreneur? Does she feel the pressure, and how does she deal with it?
I do. Yeah, it's something that comes up. I think that it's something that I've really learned how to manage. I think with entrepreneurship, it's easy to kind of feel overwhelmed. So you get a lot of things coming to you at once. You have a lot of people expecting things of you. You have a lot of opportunities that you need to be on top of when they're there, and it just can feel so overwhelming, and you don't know where to start. And then eventually there's just so much happening at the same time that you don't want to do any of it. You kind of just want to curl up and snuggle with your dog. So kind of learning how to balance that, and just realizing that you don't need to be stressed, and you don't need to kind of kill yourself over trying to be successful. You can just find a balance and enjoy your life.
Andrea says, how valuable does she think the poker community is to spread the word of her product? Does she think she gets more interest as a woman by other players?
You mean with the product, or?
Sure.
No, I mean, opportunities like Poker Night in America and a lot of things come up in poker that are valuable outlets to spread the word about my business.
Yeah, I mean, I think this podcast right here, 97% men, I think is perfect audience. Yeah. Definitely, it's a target demographic for the product. So yeah. I'm looking at this butter. Right? I get this butter. So is this going to be GTO when it comes to kissing the ladies? It's going to be a good thing I want to have with my girl. If I got a girl, if you're dating somebody, is this a thing that we're going to want to have as men? That'll make us more GTO when it comes to that moment.
It's great for men and women. It's good to just keep your skin nourished. If you have dry skin, you can use it as an aftershave. You can use it as a massage cream. Lots of things.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. I'm gonna get some. I'm in. I'm gonna try it out.
I'll send it to you.
I'm gonna try it out. This, I think you might become the new official skin moisturizer here at the Poker Lab podcast and anything in here. So I appreciate that. Anything that can help me out, I'm good. Jonah says, I think my challenge would definitely be resisting the urge to micromanage everything because I like doing things myself. I guess Joey was able to overcome this through me. That's true. So Jonah's my wizard assistant on everything that I do. And with my business that I have with my GTO club. And if you look at content as a business, which I guess, it's probably smart to look at that. I'm always the same way where I always want to do everything myself, especially with poker. That's how you become great at poker is you do everything yourself. And working with other people, I always like, I don't like putting the hands of what I'm doing in other people, but as Jonas said, through him, I've been able to overcome that a little bit because he does great stuff. And
once you find someone that you really trust, it changes.
Right. It sounds like you found a lot of people that you work with that you do really trust too.
Yeah.
So how do you feel that your poker desires, your desires to want to play poker, obviously it seems like you're pretty obsessed with poker as well too. How do you feel like that balances with your desire to maintain focus on your business then?
So when I went through a phase where I would say I felt kind of guilty in a way that I wasn't putting enough business hours in. Just kind of felt like, okay, I need to do more. I need to be bigger. I need to get into more retail stores. I need to be working 50 hours a week, all these things. And I kind of would pressure myself to do that. And then it kind of happened in the same way with poker, where I would set these goals. Okay, you have to play 20 hours a week of cash game or 30 hours a week. And then when I didn't hit those goals, then I would feel guilty about it. But what I realized is that I can be completely successful in something that I'm pursuing and not have to be like all hardcore, just dedicating all of my time to it. I can find a balance. So I work a lot less hours on my business because of poker, and I still feel like I can be very successful in business and I can be very successful in poker at the same time.
I like that outlook. Obviously, it's been working for you to have that outlook and have that approach to things.
On one side, because of the fact that maybe I'm not dedicating all of myself to business, am I going to be able to have the #1 skincare line in the world? Probably not. And at the same time, because of the fact that I'm not able to dedicate all of myself to poker, am I ever going to have, the #1 GPI rating? Probably not. But that doesn't mean that I can't be very successful in both. And what does success mean to you? Because if you're kind of just killing yourself over being the most successful business owner in the entire world, then where is your success? Where you're making a lot of money, but yet you're not using it to do things that fulfill you, and you're not, spending your life doing things that you enjoy. Mm-hmm. So I like having flexibility in my lifestyle. If I want to play poker, I'll play poker, and if I want to read a book, I'll read a book, and I want to work on my business, then I do that.
If you want to cuddle with your dogs and your cats,
cuddle with my dogs,
right?
Yeah.
All right. So in your Twitter profile here, it says, "In love with books, animals, quantum weirdness, and science." So what is quantum weirdness? What does this mean?
Quantum weirdness is one of the subjects that I find to be the most fascinating thing in the world. It's essentially the study of subatomic particles, and subatomic particles are really cool. Because when you study them, you find out that they do a lot of really weird things, and they behave in ways that are so out of the ordinary for what we perceive in the macroscopic world, and that those behaviors have really interesting implications on the potential kind of nature of reality and the nature of existence. And I think it's just a really cool subject to dive into because it, kind of answers a lot of questions about, what is life? What is consciousness? What is the meaning of existence? All sorts of things. It's really cool stuff.
Wasn't there a movie about that kind of? Arrivals kind of had that sort of. I feel like that made me think about things like that as well. Did you see that movie?
I saw that one. Sounds familiar though.
It's a new movie. It's where it's like an alien ship comes down, and then I don't want to spoil like the plot for anybody out there, but it sounds like the exact kind of movie you would definitely enjoy.
Yeah, I'd probably be into it.
Yeah, it sounds like you would definitely enjoy that. So, we got any guys in the chat out there that are into this subject? I know On Gun, member of my G2 clubs in the chat. I know he's definitely very much into this kind of stuff. So, and he says, I love her mindset. So obviously, I figured he'd be very interested in that particular subject right there. So let me see here. So you're also in love with science. I guess that kind of goes along with the idea of science.
I just think it's really cool to kind of explore modern physics and its connection with ancient spirituality and implications of looking at the particle world.
Andrew Rivers says, what does she hope the answer to quantum gravity is? Supersymmetry or string theory?
I'm not necessarily team string theory. So I guess I would go with supersymmetry.
Well, I'm not sure what that means quite yet in my life, but one day I'll discover what that means.
Explore it.
So are you like a big, one of these guys that goes to Burning Man and goes to the mountain party and where they're doing the LSD and their minds are expanding, opening up, all the thoughts come out, and all of a sudden they start thinking all these things that they didn't think previous to that?
So I actually haven't been to Burning Man, but I do really like the idea of just kind of any mind expanding opportunity. I think I would love Burning Man. I just haven't done it yet. Have you been?
I have not been to Burning Man, no. My festival experience has been a lot of like the EDM music festivals in my lifetime. Not quite the Burning Man yet. I think maybe this year might be the year.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I might go out there, venture into some terms of service breaking substance use and see what exactly comes from that. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Kind of figure it out. Maybe. So you're a certified yoga teacher as well too? Is this actually?
I was certified. I don't know where.
Oh, she freeze? Might get some shout outs. Hold on a second. Oh, it is frozen. Wait, we get some shout outs. Who we got in the chat? We'll wait for her to come back here. We got Stephen Jones in the house. What up, puppy? That's mean, man. Come on, con. Plying God, McCavill 1, Andrew Rivers, Andreas, Frolicky, Poker. Let's see. On Gun, Alex Babbitt's in the chat. Hey, papi, colamosa. Hope you guys are enjoying today's episode of the podcast. Shimmer Stockton out there. Pokerini Pizza is an interesting name. Miguel Fernandez, this woman's smart as hell. Marry me. Drew Amato, what's up, my buddy Drew? I'll see you soon in Los Angeles, puppy. Who else we got? Chris G, what up, Chris? Logan Stanley. Let's see. David Badak, what up, David? Adamair BP, what up, puppy? What's up, brother? What up, papito? Who else we got? Carl Adams had to give you a timeout. Rich M in the chat as well. What else we got down there? Drew Amato says, wow, if you're going to Burning Man, I'm in for Burning Man for sure, man. Too Fat Matt, Illustri, Chris P, Adam RBP, greetings from Brazil. Much love to Brazil. Timo Roga, greetings from Frankfurt, Germany. What's up, Germany? Dankeschön. I think that's all I know right there. It's pronounced playing God, Poppy. Playing God. Okay, playing God. We'll see if Kelly happened. I think Kelly got maybe she got knocked out of service by the untracked European internet website out there. Guys, I'll be I think the next podcast we might be doing some live podcasts coming up here because I'm going to be out in Las Vegas for a couple of days. The next 5 days, I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. I'll be from Vegas from Saturday until Thursday. I'm going to the Poker Awards to try to win a Poker Award this year as well. I'll be doing live at the bike commentary next Friday. And then I'll be out in LA for a little bit of time after that as well. And then next month I'll be down in Miami for a little while as well too, going to Ultra Music Festival. I believe Joan will be there too. And yeah, it's going to be an exciting next couple of months here coming up. Connor Bergen says the untracked quantum particles have taken Kelly down. They have frozen her computer like Ignition Poker freezes her computer over time. And we don't know if she's coming back right now. Logan Stanley says, are you going to degen some live PLO in Vegas, Poppy? So I don't think I'm going to play any live PLO in Vegas. I'm going out to Vegas for one very specific reason. And that is to do a new, or I don't know if I can talk about what it is. Let's just say I'm recording some new poker related content that with other people. So yeah, I think it'll be pretty fun, pretty exciting, and that people will very much enjoy it. So all right, let me message Kelly, see if she's coming back. Guys, we're live. Sometimes technical difficulties happen. If you're watching this back on replay, make sure you fast forward ahead and then kind of come back and you can see when Kelly came back in. Did you die? I'll message her after she died. Is this a poker player? Yes, this is a poker player. David says PLO at the Aria. I might play some PLO at the Aria. I don't know. I'm not really going for PLO specifically and for poker specifically. And I have a habit of when I start playing poker that I want to keep playing poker for very, very long periods of time. And I certainly don't want to start and stop at a preset time. So it would be a little bit challenging to want to go to Vegas and just play when I have time. So plus I want to see a lot of people out there as well too. All right, Kelly says her internet went out. She's trying to get it on her phone. So we'll see what happens. Give her a little bit more time here. See if she'll come back here. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had something like promote here. Promote the book. Ask some questions, guys, while we're waiting here for Kelly. I know some of you guys out there in chat are definitely interested to hear more from her. So Ian Griffin, what's up, puppy? What's going on, brother? What's happening, man? Rich M says, ask her how good that Max will Mac work when she comes back. Bang, bang. We definitely will, man. Mac ain't looking so hot right now. My PC's still running. That's true. That's a good point, Rich. My PC is working quite well, I gotta say. I don't have nothing. I have nothing to say. We don't usually have the breaks this long. Ongun says the book is great, man. Much love, Ongun. Much love, Poppy. Alex Babbitt says GTO hair length for women and men. Yeah, I think my hair length is not GTO where it is right now. It's way too long, and I think the GTO hair length for men is probably going to be a little bit shorter for men. She says she can't get the internet. The phone won't work. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. You might have to be sad here. David says, storm in the Bay Area. I live in Sac. The wind is brisky. Yeah. When are you going to LA? I'm going to Philly tonight. I'll be in LA next Thursday, Drew. Next Thursday, Friday, and then I'll probably stay there a bit longer. I'm going to the Poker Awards I have the hottest date for the Poker Awards that anyone's ever had for the Poker Awards. That is 100% fact, guaranteed thing. Too Fat Matt, did you watch Doug at Live at the Bike? I did watch Doug at Live at the Bike for like 20 minutes. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm not watching No Hold'em. I don't know. Let's see. Kelly says one more second. So we'll see what happens. See if this works out here. Shimmer Stockton, should I buy the book? Will it make me money in the long run? Fuck yes. There is no possible way you cannot buy my book, and it will not make you $9.99 worth of value in the long run. There's a 0% chance that could ever happen. If it does happen, you can get in touch with me. I'll give you your money back. There's no fucking way it can't. It'll make you a better poker player in some type of way for sure. Logan Stanley, if Dane Negreanu wins a poker award over Poppy, listen, if Dane Negreanu wins the best poker podcast over me, there's no way. He put out 6 fucking episodes 2016. I put out 84. There's no way a guy should ever fucking beat me at that. Let's get fucking real here for a second, okay? Shout out to Daniel. I got love for him too, though. Trending slots. Took break from Pop Manoa for 2 years, starting for Micros again. Is it still beatable, or are the bots and Rake win now? The micro stakes Pop Manoa games are very, 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 very beatable still. For sure. They're definitely beatable 100%. Indian Dirt, congrats in advance, Puppy, for Best Podcast Award. Thank you. I didn't win yet. We'll see. You want the audiobook for the podcast? The audiobook for the book will be coming out soon. Guys, the audiobook for the podcast book will be coming out soon. We're trying to fill space here. Come on, Kelly. Work it. Work the internet. We'll give her a little more time, guys. See if she can get back in here. We need her back. Come back to us, Kelly. We miss you, please. Come back. This is how heartbreak feels. Everyone in the chat and myself is heartbroken. How about getting Brian Paris on the podcast, Poppy? Could definitely do that, Jans. Could definitely do that, man. Am I still doing Pia Loker hands? I am still doing Pia Loker hands. Correct. Correct. I'm still doing Pia Loker hands. Theo Duos. Where'd you meet her, Joey? I don't know who you're talking about. Where did I meet who, Poppy? Where did I meet who? Where is Kelly? Kelly's internet has been taken down by the Sacramento winds, by the Northern California winds here, and we're giving her a little more time to come back in. Hopefully, she will. It's been the longest one she's been away. Someone's been away for her. Training slots, great. What's the best training site and coach now to learn, except your PLO hand analysis, which I love. I think the best resource and training site to learn pot limit Omaha right now is probably PLO Quick Pro Manual and PLOQuickPro.com. That's going to be my favorite resource. Has she tried lathering the router in that butter? Stop it. Another cat says, hi, Poppy. Will you sell your book on the iBook store too? I will sell my book on the iBook store probably sometime in the near future. And yeah, but not right now. It's only going to be on Amazon right now. Why do you say pot limit Omaha like that? I'm not sure what you're talking about, brother. She's from Sacramento, my home from. She's from the Bay Area, Jonah. Are you still not convinced by vlogs about live poker? I don't know what that means, but I'm not watching no fucking vlogs, okay? Not going to be able to do it. Hot date for Poker Awards must be Lafort. It is not Lafort. No, it is a much hotter person than Lafort. That is for sure. Can I get a copy of your book if I give a detailed review and advertise on my social medias? Cody Cantrell says. I don't know. Like, I don't know. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get it. You have some big social media or something? What are you trying to say, man? I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Why not? Sure. Yeah, Cody, get in touch with Jonah. Jonah handles all that stuff. He handles all the inquiries. Can you get your podcast on Google Play? No, you can't. That's true. Drew says, I'm the tall model from LA that stole your heart. You are not the tall model from LA that stole my heart, Drew. But she will be my date for the Poker Awards. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Kelly, come back. Kelly, we miss you. Come back. Come back. All right, we're going to send her one more message and see if she can get that internet working again. If not, we might have to do a part 2 here, boys. I don't think anyone would be against a part 2 with Kelly. Oh, it's the tall model. Yes, it is the tall model. Correct. Correct. I think she's coming back. Let me message her again one more time. We're sad. What is it, Lucky Chewy Part 2? Listen, man, you guys know I just like forget things. I don't know. Like, I'm supposed to do a part 2 with a couple people. It just slips my mind sometimes. I don't know. I'm not a very good organizer of my thoughts and schedule. I'm just learning about scheduling and time management. So, Training Slot says PLO Quick Pro is great stuff. Bought it when I still played. Exactly, it is great. It is great stuff. It's back. All right, she's back. She's coming back. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. She's back. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
All right, guys. Did you have fun without me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I had so many technical difficulties during that period. I tried to get on Google Hangouts on my phone, and then I had to download the app, but then I couldn't remember my Apple password, and my account wasn't verified. So I had to go to my computer, and my internet was out, so I reset my router. But
listen, Kelly, you've been preparing for this moment your entire life. All the emotional control that you've had to deal with from poker and from entrepreneurship has led you to this moment right now to deal with the internet being down in a sane, steady way. Come back, and now you're back in the house.
Back. We kept it cool. You know, how was it for you? Did you have fun without me?
I mean, listen, I gotta be honest with you. I was devastated. I sad. I missed you. I missed your words. I missed your conversation. I missed your face. But I tried holding it down like a professional.
quantum particles. And
listen, I was giving, you don't even understand what I was just teaching the audience about quantum particles and quantum physics. I was giving them so much knowledge and so much great information for them to move forward with that. They're all really excited for our special quantum physics episode that we're going to be doing here shortly. So I told them about it. They let them know, and they're excited about it now. Yeah.
Well, happy to be back.
You don't know if I'm serious or not, do you?
I mean, I believe that you could be.
That could be, you're right. It could be. Matt McNutt says, Joey, you need to level off that William Kassouf podcast picture in the background. It's crooked and not GTO. The crookedness of the picture makes it GTO, my friend. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about. Which subject were we on here? Were we on something to do with?
All of a sudden you froze, and I just kept going for a while, and then eventually realized that it was cut off.
What do you think that you were frozen on when you kept going?
I don't remember.
Yoga?
Oh, yoga. Yeah, I think we were talking about yoga. So I did a yoga teacher certification. That was kind of after. So I left my 9 to 5. I went and did a teacher training, got certified in that, and I never really pursued it as a teacher. Also because I, started my business right around the same time. So that kind of took over my focus, but it was a really cool experience for me, person.
So are you good at all the poses? You can do all the crazy stuff that the yoga people can do?
I mean, not all of it. I can do some of it.
Do you want to have a handstand competition between me and you right now?
I can do handstands, but I kind of need a wall. I'm not great at them. How are your handstands?
I'm not sure. I don't know. We got a wall. I got a wall right here, luckily for myself, but I'm ready for a handstand competition. If you're ready for a handstand competition, I'm ready.
Okay, so what is a handstand competition entail?
Handstand competition. This is what it is. It's the person that can stay in the handstand the longest wins the competition, wins the bragging rights as the top handstand competitor during the podcast today.
So you stay upside down. Okay. But can you use a wall? Because I can't quite balance a handstand.
Okay. A wall's in line. A wall's in line. Yeah, a wall's in line. Sure.
So we're just gonna do this podcast handstanding.
No, we're just gonna see if we can both do the handstand.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go first. I don't mind going first here, okay?
All right. I'll have to figure out. I need to find a wall I can do this on.
Well, you got a piano right there, it looks like. What about, can you use the piano?
No, I don't want to fall in my piano.
Okay.
All right. I might have to get this set up somewhere else.
Uh-oh.
All right. We'll sit. One sec.
We're testing your
This handstand competition.
We're testing your improvisation skills here, boys.
Yeah, we're just improv right now. All right. I found a wall.
What is this house? Wait, who lives in this house? You live there by yourself?
I do.
Fuck, man. How much money are you making from this business there, kid? My God. Is that like a 90-inch projection screen there? Do you guys see this?
Oh.
All right, guys. I'm starting to moisturize. Look at that view. Oh my! I'm starting a moisturizing company, boys. Fuck this, man. I'm done.
That is the beautiful Bay Area.
What the hell, man? I'm in. All right. Now I'm worried.
You said you have to do your handstand first. So wait, let's see.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do it first. Ready?
Yep.
All right, let me go clear some space here. Oh boy, I'm scared. All right, hold on a second. All right, if I hurt myself here, that's you know. Earl, watch my back, buddy. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me put the camera different here. Pray for me, boys. All right, pray for me here. Let's see if we can get this in. She said. All right, okay.
Oh, man. This is exciting.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
Okay, you gotta try one. I can't. That's all I got.
All right. All right. I don't know if you can see the wall, but I'm gonna go for it.
We can kind of wait. It's not dark. It's too dark. We can't see.
Okay, let me turn the light on.
Oh fuck. feel the blood in my head.
All right, can you see?
I have a ponytail, guys, because I don't know what else to do with my damn hair. It's too long.
Okay, handstanding. You ready?
Okay, kind of see. Wait, go in front of the camera. Let's see if we can see you. Okay,
here. Wall. Right here.
Okay, we can. You look dark, like a dark alien, but we can kind of see you.
Backlit, so it'll be kind of hard.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Tell her to tilt the laptop. Okay. What the fuck? She's like a professional handstand person. You don't need a wall for that.
Kind of. All right, wall.
Manage it. Hold it.
Oh, I can't.
Let's go.
Almost.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Please don't hurt yourself.
Okay. All right. You did it. So, what does the chat say? Who handstanded better?
Guys in the chat, please let me know if you think who you think handstanded better. I feel like I should get one more chance at that. I feel like
you can have another chance.
All right, I got one more chance at you guys. Did you fall down in that one though?
No.
Okay. Guys, once again, disclaimer, please don't try this at home. We are trained professionals. Please do not try this at home. Thank you. Okay.
All right, let's get 30 seconds at least.
Or something? Oh, shit. Oh.
Oh, man, that took so much out of you. Hey, you win for it. You win for it, and I respect that.
Give me a month.
Yeah.
Give me a month. Joey is not responsible for any deaths caused by this show's influence. Joey is not a trained professional. I agree.
All right, so Joey's going to train for another month, and then we're going to have another handstand off, and he's going to bring it to the next level.
Yes. Okay. Yes, we will have Kelly wins hands down. All right, DK, you're right.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are right. What about a wall? Can you do wall sits? What about wall sit off?
What's a wall sit off? Oh, is that where you just squat against a wall?
Yeah. And
you try to hold. I can. All right. You want to go for it?
I'm in for a wall sit off. You got a wall behind you too.
Oh yeah. So you lean against the wall and you squat.
Right, like this.
Okay. All right.
Man, I need to like really train for these fucking competitions. I'm keep doing these damn things, man.
Okay. There's my wall. All right. You ready?
All right. How are we gonna do this where we can both see? Maybe we should. No, I think this could go on for a while, actually.
Well, we can continue chatting while we're wall squatting.
Okay, I need to put my microphone back here then. So
then you can move it closer.
I'll have to yell. We'll have a conversation while we're wall sitting.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds perfect. All
right. You ready?
Okay, let me put my microphone out a little more here. This one's gonna be hard, guys. If I lose this one, I might have to retire. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna keep fighting. All right, I'm ready. You ready?
Okay. All right.
Go.
Hold on. Get situated.
We can kind of see your form, but we don't know if you're totally bent down.
Here, I'll bend it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is harder than I thought.
You got that 90 degree in there?
I'm on a rug and it's kind of slipping. That's the problem.
What's slipping?
The rug underneath my feet.
Yeah, that might be something you should
move it. Hold on. All right, I'm not. Okay, what? Sorry. I had to fix the rug because otherwise
you ain't even that low. You're high still. You're like up here.
All right, you might be a better. This is hard.
Yeah, I know it ain't easy.
This is really hard.
Come on, you gotta get them straight like that. Let's go.
Oh man! All right.
So tell us more about quantum physics then.
So quantum physics, it's weird. Once you start studying the particle world, things get freaky. Physicists have learned that particles can be in two places at the same time, and that the actual act of observing particles actually influences the outcome of how they behave.
I don't know. I'm trying to understand what you just said, but I'm also trying to focus
on I'm thinking about the burn of my thighs, so I'm also kind of distracted. Yeah, I don't know how much more of this I have in me.
Yeah, like the top part of your leg should be burning right here.
It's burning.
Yeah.
so much. Oh my God, I might have to just lose.
That happens, Kelly. Listen, man, you can't win everything. You won the
I know.
handstand.
All right. Well, I got the handstand. So. Oh my God. Oh, I don't know how much longer I can do it.
You can do it.
Oh, I'm trying.
You even had that cheating move where you had to put the
I
cart.
know. Whew. All right. Oh man. Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You won. You won. It was hard.
Yeah. As you guys can see, my wall sit ability has improved since the Fedor podcast and PCA.
Oh, did you do a wall off with Fedor?
Well, I think actually my girlfriend at the time did one with him, and we did some other competitions. But I've been training ever since that moment. I'm not going to be losing any more of these competitions on the podcast.
Oh, there you go. Well, now we're tied up. It's 1-1. And I got a little workout on the podcast, so my thighs.
True, man. Yeah, the wall sits. I mean, you get some muscles in the top part of your leg. I mean, my God, it's.
Yeah, it's intense. I didn't think it would.
I had to zoom that back in. Whoa, my God, zoom back in on me.
You're all winded.
Listen, man, it was tough. I don't know. I'm not winded.
It was tough. It was really tough.
Yeah, no 90-degree for Kelly. Admittedly, I agree.
Yeah, no, it was off, and I had the cheat move with the rug.
It's okay. Go lower. What are you guys talking about, man? Who need to go lower? Kelly probably needed to go lower. That's true.
Yeah.
90-degree angles with those legs, Joey. No cheating. Yeah, I know. Where are you tall? How tall are you, Kelly?
I'm 5'7".
Oh, okay. You're short. Never mind.
5'7" and short.
I mean, I thought I saw some picture. I think I saw a picture on your Twitter where you with other poker guys, and it looked like you were pretty tall.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess depends on who.
Yeah, I mean, tall to me, like 6 foot. You know, the 6 foot volleyball players, the softball players, those sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to catch my breath right now. I'm not sure what else we could do a push up off. I mean, you know, I feel like I got a slight edge in that.
You definitely have a slight edge. I actually can't do one push up.
You can't do one push up?
No.
Are you serious?
I can hold a plank, and that's really difficult for me.
You can you can do all the yoga stuff, but you can't do a push up?
Yeah. I don't have any arm strength.
Yeah, I mean, your arms look like long and kind of tiny though.
Yeah.
Something for you to work at. Can't be great at everything. Listen, guys, we found something she can't do. She can't do push-ups, you know?
Really, I'm not good at push-ups, and I'm not a good wall squatter.
I mean, you did pretty well at wall squatting. I got to give you, and say it. You could have done definitely could have done worse.
I went for it.
Yeah. All right, books. You love reading books too. What are some of your favorite books right now to read? Because I'm all about reading. Oh, cool. I love reading. Chasing the Poker Dream: The Qualities of a Successful Poker Player by Joey Ingram. I love that fucking book. My God, that guy's a great writer.
Yeah, I like reading about a wide range of subjects. I'm really into nonfiction. I read a lot about science, a lot about quantum weirdness, about religion and spirituality, and just kind of any random subject that is interesting to me. Poker books, self-help books, biographies, autobiographies. I like it all.
So hypothetically, if you needed to narrow it down into one or two books, what would you say your books are right now that you might recommend to people watching right now?
I just finished reading The Art of Learning, and it was really inspiring. It was about the guy that was the subject of searching for Bobby Fischer, and it was just kind of his process towards mastering the arts of kind of whatever it is. It could apply to anything at all that you're trying to get really good at, and it was really amazing. And what else have I read recently? Any David Bohm books I'm really into. The Nelson Mandela biography, Steve Jobs biography, all of that was really good.
Okay. Yeah, Art of Learning is one of my top 3 favorite books right now. I've read it a few times. I've listened to a few of the podcasts. Josh has been on a couple of the Tim Ferriss podcasts. I've listened to those.
That's really awesome.
A few times each. Yeah, he's I love that book a lot.
He's really impressive. I was kind of blown away by that book.
What was your favorite? What was like your biggest takeaway that you found most useful for you?
Just a focus on incremental growth, really, and just kind of everything you can do day to day, and kind of see those baby steps as, you know, a bigger picture.
Yeah, I liked a lot of stuff he talked about where sort of training in optimal conditions, sort of when he talked about, you know, instead when he's playing chess and music distracted him, he learned how to train himself with music on. When he's training with hand fighting, if he had, you know, like putting a hand behind his back and training with that one hand sort of thing. So I started thinking about those sort of ways that you might be able to do that for poker. And I wrote about them, but I have not shared them with anybody else except for people in my group a little bit, because I feel like these are actually really good strategies that most people don't think about in terms of getting better at poker.
It's huge. I liked what he talked about just getting comfortable with different distractions and how you can actually use it to kind of fuel your concentration. So when something comes up that you're not expecting or that kind of takes you off guard, not to let that be a setback. And I've tried to apply that to poker, you know, like with Poker Night in America. I had the lineup of everyone that I was going to be playing against, right? So I spent time researching everybody and taking notes on how they play, and then I get there and the lineup's completely different. So you just go with it, you know?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hang out with a lot of people?
Poker people or in general?
People in general.
Yes, sometimes no. I mean, overall, I'm more of an introvert, but I, you know, kind of like to balance it.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. You seem like that. You seem like you enjoy sort of being in your own, doing your own thing, like being in your own world, reading books, hanging out with the animals, getting better at the different things that you want to get better at. And yeah, it seems like that's sort of what you enjoy. At the same time, you also do a lot of unique things and you study a lot of unique things. You have a unique lifestyle. You aren't necessarily that traditional 9 to 5. So it's going to be a little bit more challenging to find people who also might have those interests, who also enjoy those specific sets of things. And especially when you're your own boss, therefore you're doing a lot of your own work at home, it's going to be a lot harder for you to actually get out, meet different people that are going to potentially fall into that demographic.
Yeah.
And then it's hard to get to know new people. So it seems like you probably spend a lot of time just hanging out and doing a lot of your own thing.
I mean, you can connect with people on different things. You don't have to find a friend that has all of your same interests. You can, you know, find someone that's interested in poker and you connect on that, or someone that's interested in reading and you connect on that, or science or yoga or whatever it is. But, you know, kind of just find bits and pieces in a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. But do you find, like, for yourself that I'm sure you find bits and pieces in different people and connect with them on those things, but maybe for yourself that ideally you'd probably like to find someone that you connect with on multiple different pieces rather than just the segments of things that you're interested in?
You know, I think that it's cool because people have their own different interests, and every person that you meet, whatever interest they have, they can kind of add a little and they can teach you things and kind of just make you aware of things that you wouldn't have necessarily been aware of. They're not really looking for friends that are just kind of into all of the same things that I'm into.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jonas says, any struggles being an introverted entrepreneur? Any advice on overcoming the hurdles? What are you trying to say, Jonah? You're introverted? You're not fucking introverted. What are you talking about? All right, go ahead. Give him some. I know it can't be for him. If it is for him, I'm literally the most shocked person in the world right now. He's not introverted, but any struggles being an introverted entrepreneur?
Yeah, you know, with sales, it was weird for me initially to just kind of put myself out there, to make sort of aggressive cold calls where you call someone up and you say, hey, this is my product and you should carry it in your store. This is kind of scary, just kind of throwing yourself out there and asking for what you want from people. But, you know, just kind of doing it, you know, you learn a lot from it and it makes it a lot more comfortable when you want to do it in the future. And you can still be a social and outgoing introvert. Introvert basically just means that you like to spend time alone. It doesn't mean that you don't like to hang out and be social. I'm
an introvert then.
Yeah, there you go.
No one will actually believe that, but I definitely am then. A social introvert. I'm a social introvert. I like being in my world that I've created here, and that's why I don't like to leave it very often. So
yeah, it's nice and cozy and.
Yeah, man, I got my cat Earl. You know, you met Earl. You seen Earl, right?
I see Earl now.
That's little Earl, man. That's my guy. We'd be cuddling on the beanbag chair. I'd be putting on my glasses, reading a nice book. I put on my glasses. I read to Earl. You know.
So when you're sad that you don't have a dog or cat, you cuddle with Earl.
Yeah.
Earl Cuddles can't be that nice. He looks kind of stiff.
Well, I mean, hey, you take what you can get, right? It's like, hey, you take what you can definitely get in some situations here. Let's see. CHB-Boy. AK, I don't know why I called you. I know your name. What's her biggest strength and weakness?
Let's see. That's a tough question. I guess I'll answer that in poker, and then maybe think about it in life. I think in poker, my greatest strength is intuition, and just kind of like live reads and just feeling in touch with that sort of subconscious game. And weakness is really just having this tendency to want to play very creative, loose, aggressive style, and then just kind of have to balance that out. So spots come up where you get this intuitive feel that you should go after. You should pursue trying to win a hand, but you kind of want to balance that out with the logic of how the hand will play out. So you're not doing anything overly aggressive. You're not taking lines that have higher variance than necessary. So just finding that balance where you get those live reads and you don't have to go crazy every time they come up.
So maybe your weakness outside of poker has something to do with that idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what it could be, maybe.
I mean, I get a lot of ideas for things that I want to do in life, and I kind of want to do all of them, but I think I'd have to kind of focus and just narrow it down.
What's this fucking weird question? Was her father more of a tag or lag in fatherhood? This is very important for my upcoming home game.
That's a good question. Definitely a tag, but I don't really know what that means in fatherhood. I don't know. Elaborate.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. And Danny, you sound very creepy and weird. And you've asked us her mother, father, the bigger fish, more than a few times. I need to know this because I'm studying for an upcoming home game. Is this somebody you know, maybe?
I don't know what's
and Danny 111 is one of your stalkers or something like that. One of your fans, or do you have any stalkers, Kelly? Do you have any yet?
I don't think I have anyone that's kind of stalker level, but you certainly come across some kind of creepy characters in the poker scene as a female player.
Anything stand out as something that you've occurred?
Most of it's completely harmless. Every once in a while you get some weird comments, but yeah, mostly harmless.
Listen. Stalkers, I love you. You weird motherfuckers, I love you too. Send me all the weird comments you want. Give them to me, man. Give me all the weird shit you got. I love them all. Just don't rape me. Just don't kill me, please. That's all I ask, man. Ask me. You want to make love? Ask me, okay? I'm gonna say no, but ask me. It's okay. But yeah, I love the weird people, Kelly. I like the stalkers. I like the weirdos. I like the freaks. I like the dorks. I like the nerd. I like all those guys, man. Those are my guys.
Yeah, I like weirdos a lot.
I like that, man. The photographers are always super creepy, Drew says. That's true. That's true. Someone says cut the ponytail. Listen, I don't know how else to put up my hair. I don't know what else to do to it. I don't know how to use anything else that's not a ponytail, like a regular thing. So I just put it up like this and it stays out of my hair for the podcast.
He gets it. Yeah. No, it's
what do you do with your hair? It's flowing, it's long, you got the bangs. What's your strap?
It's really annoying. They're kind of just always in your face all the time. You kind of just have to go with it. And then eventually they get so long that they partially block your vision, and then you just trim them a little bit. But having long hair can be a pain. And you wake up in the morning and they're like all over in your face.
Yeah, that does not happen to me quite yet, but I imagine it could. So let's see. Jonah says, is she on the PLP strategy with Twitter? Yeah. What's up with your Twitter strategy? You only follow 100 people. What's up with that?
What does PLP Twitter strategy mean?
Poker Lovin' Pertush, he's got a strategy for Twitter where only follows 100 people on purpose.
No, there's no set number of people that I follow on Twitter. I just follow people that I know or someone that I find your feed to be interesting.
So you found my feed to be interesting? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to me, man.
When you first followed me, I had no idea who you were because I think your photo was Pertush. And I had already followed Pertush. I was like, wait, Pertush has another account?
Who?
Your Twitter profile photo was of Pertush.
Who's that? Oh, you mean PLP?
Yeah.
Oh, Poker Lovin' Pertush. I didn't know you're talking about. I'm sorry. I got confused. His nickname's PLP. That's what they call him. You got to tell him that when you see him. Be like, hey, what's up, PLP? He loves, no one loves poker more than Pertush. I'll tell you that right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, the kid loves poker. He really does, man. He really does. But there's no such strategy for 100 people. It's just like
strategy. No, if you have a really interesting or intriguing feed, I might check it out.
But if you don't, then you ain't gonna follow him, huh?
Probably.
Okay. That makes sense. Let me see what else I got here on the list then. Books, got that. Vegan. I don't know, vegan. Yeah. What's up with this vegan thing? Why does everybody got to need? If you're vegan, why you got to tell everybody you're vegan? It's like, why are you writing the profile?
I mean, it just happens to be something that, you know, I identify with and that I'm proud of. But you don't have to tell everyone. You can be vegan and not ever mention it to anyone.
Why do you mention it to everybody?
Because I identify with it and I believe in it.
So what does that mean when you you identify with being vegan? Like that's like what does that mean exactly?
Kind of just the values that, you know, being vegan resonate deeply with me. I care a lot about animals and I don't like to contribute to suffering, so that's kind of why I'm vegan. And I just feel like it's healthier and it's good for the environment.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on vegan? You seem somewhat apprehensive.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't put too much thought into it. It just seems like a lot of the vegan people, they always just throw it in your face and they try to make you feel bad about if you're eating meat or anything like that. So I don't know. In terms of me being vegan, maybe one day. I enjoy eating meat. I enjoy eating steak. I enjoy eating different things like that. So at this point in my time right now, maybe, but in the future, I think.
Yeah, no, I certainly don't want to make anyone feel bad about eating meat, nor do I judge anyone for eating meat or not being vegan. It's just something that, you know, I think is an interesting thing about me.
What else do you think is interesting about you, Kelly? If you had to say, what's interesting about you? If you met someone, if you're on a Tinder date, you're on Bumble, or I don't know, whatever dating application you use, if you're on Poker, Bumble or something, what would you say if someone said, what's interesting about you? What would you say is interesting about you?
A lot of things that we covered, you know, just that I'm really in love with poker and entrepreneurship and, you know, science and reading. I don't know, you know, like nature and I don't know. I feel like we covered a lot of my interesting qualities.
Yeah, I'd just be curious what you would tell someone first if you met them at somewhere. Would you say, oh, I'm a poker player. Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh, I'm a professional reader. Oh, I'm a professional cuddler with animals. Like, what would be the thing that would come to mind first?
If someone asked me what I do, I would say, you know, I own a business and I play poker. Those are kind of my two.
Okay. What's her biggest dream?
My biggest dream. Also very vague. I just want to be happy. You know, I just want to kind of fulfill all of my interests and whatever it is that comes up in life that I develop an interest for, I want to pursue that and just kind of live in a way that is stress-free and fulfilling and satisfying.
Okay. I saw a tweet where you put down business book idea for poker players, how to market to marketers who are marketing to marketers markets. What does that mean?
No, it was just a funny idea that I had where I was thinking about how in poker, it's kind of just an infinite game of leveling where you're thinking about what the person is thinking that you're thinking that they're thinking, and just kind of how you could appeal to business owners in the same way where you're kind of thinking about what they're thinking you're thinking. Just the leveling of business.
Okay. Kind of leveling. Okay. Ask her for opening lines on Tinder, please, and Tinder bio strat. Yeah, you got a unique perspective on that, actually.
I can give you a lot of tips for what not to put on Tinder. I think that would be maybe a better starting place.
No, we don't want to know what to put. We know what not. I mean, I don't use it. I've never really used it much, so I don't know. But like, what would you? Yeah, like I don't know. What does work?
It kind of depends on who you're trying to appeal to. You know, what kind of person are you trying to attract?
Let's say you're trying to attract someone that is normal.
I would just put something really authentic about yourself, something that's interesting, that you love, that you're passionate about, that you do.
Okay, something that you love, that you're passionate about, that you do. Well, for photos, what kind of photos you like?
Photos that are kind of an accurate depiction of what you look like, so nothing that's going to be overly exaggerated. No shirtless photos. No, I don't know, just something that just is kind of like simple, not like you're trying too hard. Yeah.
Okay. What would catch her attention? DK Poker says.
Would catch my attention. I don't know. I think that with dating, I look for different things than most people. So I don't know. My attention is grabbed by someone that is very intellectually curious, by someone with a lot of depth, someone that is very open-minded, someone that's just really intelligent and kind.
Okay. Matt McNaughton, who's her biggest crush in and out of poker?
I don't have one.
You have a poker crush? Everyone got a poker crush.
I mean, it's not an actual crush, but as far as just poker player, I think obviously Fedor is pretty epic. Crazy Fedor streak. Fedor, I mean, he's just the end boss in poker. I mean, you get good at poker so that you can play a high roller and then get gobbled up by Fedor.
Uh-oh. I'll let him know you said that. He'll be interested. Fedor's an LKS, man, low key savage.
Yeah.
He's a low key savage, man. Gotta watch out for that kid, man. Gotta watch out for that. What about outside of poker?
No crushes that come to mind.
Okay, no ground of knowing. Okay.
I guess I have. All right, maybe a fangirl, Elon Musk. Yeah, a little bit of fangirling going on there.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you're considered in poker quite yet or not. I would consider you in poker, but I think that you're going to jump to the top of many a man's list out there, Kelly, after they listen to this podcast.
That's sweet.
All those introverted, deep, introspective guys out there who love smart, love reading, love thinking, love strategy, love all those things. They're going to be like, man, I love this girl. That's what they're going to say. I got a feeling. Guys, take a couple more questions in the chat, and then we're going to wrap it up here. What do you got planned, Kelly? You going to the poker awards? You coming down there for
No, I'm planning the 2 WPTs coming up in Northern California. So I'm going to play in San Jose, the Shooting Star, and then I'll be up at Thunder Valley playing the Rolling Thunder main event. And then in between that, I'm going to play a lot of cash games. And then from there, I'm going out to the World Series and just going to play a ton at the World Series, hopefully.
So only traveling you got planned, sounds like that World Series and then a couple of these WPT things?
Yeah.
How you not coming to the poker awards, Kelly? Come on, kid.
I know. Maybe.
It's in LA. It's not even that far.
When is
Everyone
it?
will be there.
When is it?
It's next Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I hadn't really considered it.
You gotta come, man. Come on. It'll be fun down there. It'll be fun. Your big poppy might might win an award. I mean, yeah, you get to see Fedor. I mean, hey, a lot of people are there, man. What'd you say?
Which award are you up for?
I'm up for the award of Best Podcast.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. Which I've been nominated all 3 years, and this should be the year that I finally win because I crushed the other podcast in 2016, Kelly. I crushed them.
That's awesome. Who are you up against?
I'm up against Danny Negreanu in his 6 episodes. I'm up against Poker News Podcast, really great podcast with Sarah, I believe, and Matt. You were on that as well, too. And I'm up against 2+2 PokerCast as well.
Cool. Well, I think your chances are good.
Thank you. You're just being nice, but thank you very much. Let's see. A couple more questions here in the chat. Ask her if she fucks with psychedelic drugs. Okay.
I have a little bit. I had really cool experiences. I tried actually just once. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this, just putting this out there on the internet. But I've kind of dabbled into exploring them. And I think that they have a lot of really interesting things that they can teach you. And I'm excited to explore them a little bit more.
I can tell you right now, Kelly, I plan to explore them a whole hell of a lot more this year coming up, this year, next year.
How much have you explored so far?
How many what?
How much have you explored? What have your experiences been?
I've gone through some deep explorations in my life. So I went through a year-long streak where I was a little bit out of line with my exploration tendencies.
Okay.
I may have had repetitive back-to-back nights sometimes. And yeah, it was certainly a moment in my life where poker lost focus, and those experiences and the connections that you make on them, and the partying and the conversations and the way it makes your mind think certainly sort of took over my life for a period of time. And since that point, it's been one or two times a year, pretty much, for the most part.
Yeah, better to keep it in check.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit, slightly worried sometimes that I don't know. It always makes you think a different way or makes you feel a different way. And I feel like the point I'm at right now, I'm at a pretty good space. And there's been times in my life in the past where I may have consumed a bit too much, and then you come out of that state of mind and you feel like you're not the same person, and you're trying to get back to that point you were at before. And yeah, I certainly had something like that happen with me in the past, and that's always something on my mind that I'm a little bit worried about happening.
What was it that changed about your personality or whatever that you wanted to get back?
I feel like it was also could have been at the time of life. Just I felt about real lost at the time. We're just lost about who I was as a person, what my focus was in life. I feel like it just, and it could have also coincided with what was happening in my life at the time. But I do feel like that was a very moment I was trying to I felt like I was trying to escape out of it. And yeah, I don't know if it's the drug, if it's was that with that, but it's something that's very strong on my mind when I think about doing anything again.
Really?
Yeah. So, but I've always heard good things about a lot of things, about LSD and mushrooms and all these things like that. So.
Yeah, I have too. I'm excited to explore them a little bit.
Yeah, sounds like Burning Man. That's a thing there. Allegedly, they do things like that there. I don't know. I've never been there. Allegedly, there's a lot of that going on there. But I know up there in San Francisco, that area, there's a is that a popular thing where the creative types of minds they get together and they.
There's a lot of drugs consumed in San Francisco in general.
But you don't go to those things though, right?
I have. I've gone to some of them. I just haven't. I don't know. I haven't really had a lot of opportunities come up to kind of explore the drugs. Although I've always been kind of open-minded to them. I just want to do it in a good situation.
Right, in a good setting.
Yeah, I feel comfortable and in a good mental state and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Jonah says, "What's it like living in the Bay Area? Super expensive, or super expensive? Question mark. What's the life like there?"
Bay Area is awesome. I love California. People are so progressive-minded. The weather is incredible. It's just beautiful. There's so many cool nature scenes that are close by. I love San Francisco. I live really close to that. It's easy to go to Vegas. You can go. I think the flight is 45 minutes, and it's really reasonable to get to Vegas. It's awesome. I love California.
All right, seriously, what is this? What's the deal with this house you live in right here with the sick fucking view and this projection? This 75-inch. We got to ask the question now. What's going on with this house, man?
I've been renting the house for a long time now. I've been in here for almost 5 years, and I got a really good deal on it. And when I first started renting the house, it was also my place of business as well. So then later moved over to a warehouse, but I'm in at a really, really good rate for what I should be paying.
Okay, a really good rate. How many bedrooms are in this house?
3. Yeah.
3 bedrooms in the house. Okay. 3 bedrooms in the house. Garage in the house?
There's a garage. Yeah.
Pool in the house?
No pool.
Okay. But that sick view, right? Floor to ceiling windows?
It's amazing. Yeah.
I got to make some estimates. Listen, I've rented some places in my lifetime that are expensive, Kelly, and I got to make some estimates that I estimate this place to be pretty expensive. So business must be doing well, my friend. That's all I got to say about that. Let's see. A couple more questions. Oh man, I'm not asking that question. Come on. Can I rent 1 bedroom for 3 months ish within the next? Wait, what are you saying, Jonah? Hold on a second. How many? What do you? No, I'm not. Come on, Jonah, stop it.
You got roommate requests in the chat?
No, it's not a roommate request. He's saying how many millions I need to make to afford living in Bay Area. Serious question. Can I rent 1 bedroom for 3 months ish within the next 2 years?
Yeah. How much? You can get a 1-bedroom apartment or studio. I don't know. What's your budget?
What's your budget, Jonah? Well, that's gonna depend how much. I guess it's gonna depend how much my GTO club expands in the next couple of years. How much his budget will be. I would think so. Tom says, "Do you have Modafinil?" For me, I have all sorts of ADHD type drugs if you'd like them, Tom. Correct. Do you ever, David, try those before? Adderall, Vyvanse, anything like that?
Haven't. Have you?
Yes.
And what's your experience like?
I've played the longest sessions with the most amount of hands in online poker history with some of those drugs. So,
so do you actively use it for poker, and do you find that it helps you and it doesn't have any kind of negative side effects?
I find that it helps me a lot for poker. Correct. Yes.
Really?
It definitely helps the focus for sure. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. 100%.
Does it have any side effects that hurt your game?
I don't know. Not sure. Not really sure. I haven't, yeah, allegedly, right? I'm not sure. I don't know what the side effects would be for in terms of my game. I feel like it's, yeah, it's helped out a lot for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what the downsides are though. Because I don't know if it's the downsides of specifically the drug or specifically maybe my mindset at the time when I was playing a lot of poker, you know, or I'm not sure how to balance those things out. I think I was just so poker obsessed that there was a lot of things that might have been going on in my life that I sacrificed. I was just selfish about, and it didn't necessarily have to do with, you know, with or without some ADHD drugs that I might take. It was just that's how I was, and
hard to isolate that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Let's see here. A couple more questions. Asker states fat guys. Too fat, Matt. You a big guy grinder? You into the big guys?
No comment.
Okay. We got a saying around here. BGG, big girl grind. 160 or above. I'm gonna show you love. 160 or below, gotta go. You ain't a big girl, you gotta go. We got a saying like that. Yeah, it's just a saying some people made up. I don't know. I mean, I made it up, but not necessarily. We also got one, the TGG, tall girl grind. 6 or beyond, we got a bond. But you know, it's like just different kind of sayings like that. So I take you for like a beard guy grind sort of thing. Guys with the beards.
I like beards. I do.
Yeah, I see you like a beard kind of guy.
Why would you assume I like beards though? I'm just curious because that was a pretty good guess. I'm just.
Yeah, I see you as a beard kind of guy. I don't understand the beard kind of guy, right? You got the cats, you got the smart and beard. A beard seems like it'd be right up your alley there. Wait, what kind of car do you drive?
It's a BMW, an older one.
Me too. What kind?
It's like I think a CSI. I'm so bad with cars. I don't even know the make.
I said what kind of car? Now, what's your favorite TV show?
What's my favorite TV show?
No, you already CSI Miami. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. No, I was trying to know what kind of car I have. I don't actually know.
You don't know what kind of car you have?
No. It's an older BMW.
You don't know what kind of car you have at all?
I think it's a 3 Series. I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay. It could be
It's a 3-something-I 3 Series. I don't know.
330i.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
I'm
Okay.
another car person. I don't know. I drive an older white BMW.
Okay. We don't know what kind it is though.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Do you drive a lot?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Where do you like to go when you leave the house? Where do you actually go to?
So I have a warehouse that I work out of, my office in Berkeley, and then I go to poker. I play a lot of cash games in the Bay Area. I like to go out to dinner. I go to the Redwoods a lot. Yeah.
That's the forest, right?
Forest, yes. I love forests.
You love forests?
I do.
Okay. What do you do in the forest? You just go hike, you walk around, you read.
You walk, you sit, you meditate.
You meditate often, sounds like.
I do, yeah. Have you ever tried it?
I have. I've been trying it. I started using Headspace, the app.
Okay,
you sit in bed, try to focus on something in your mind.
How do you like it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what the difference would be. I don't know if I don't know exactly what the differences are quite yet. I'm not sure how to gauge it.
I think you kind of have to get over the initial hump of getting comfortable with it, and then once you do it consistently for a long time, you start to notice a lot of changes within yourself while you're meditating. That are
What do you think? What do you think you've noticed?
What?
What do you think that you've noticed the bigger changes for you?
I've noticed an increased ability to concentrate and to focus. I also can take myself from a negative mind state and bring myself back down to feeling good. I use it sometimes in poker when I'm just kind of worked up and having a hard time sleeping, or I'm feeling really overwhelmed and stressed out. On dinner break, I go and I meditate, and I kind of just bring myself back down to a calm place. So yeah, I mean, it's just an ability to control your emotions. You know, if you're feeling really stressed, you meditate, and then you feel great.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think I've ever actually known what the specific benefits of it were. You know, obviously you hear a lot of smart people talk about it in books and all sorts of self-development things. People always talk about meditation being important, but I wasn't exactly sure of the specific benefits of it. So
you can have experiences through meditation that are similar to some things that you would experience on LSD or acid. Just really deep introspective experiences.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. How often do you meditate for then a day?
Usually I'll do about a half hour a day. Sometimes if I'm gearing up for an event, I'll do an hour a day or a half hour twice a day. But I always do it before poker.
Did you meditate before the podcast today?
I didn't. I missed it. I normally I would have, but I didn't do it.
Okay. I'm gonna try meditating before the next podcast I do, guys.
I can send you. I have one that I do specifically for poker, and I can send it to you. It's a guided meditation.
Who did you make it up yourself?
No, I just found it.
Okay, I'll check it out. I was gonna say I thought you made up your own guided meditation.
No.
You know what, Kelly? I think that I could create a guided meditation series that people could do, and they might enjoy it.
That sounds cool. So let's hear your guided meditation voice. How soothing can it sound?
So it needs to, what if it's like empowering?
It could be kind of a motivational meditation.
Do those exist? Is that something?
Yeah, they exist.
Put down, rest your eyes against your, I'm not sure what they say. I don't know. Rest your eyelids against the bottom of your face. Feel your desire. I don't know. I'm not sure. What would I say? You tell me. You give me your meditation voice. What would it be?
I don't have a meditation voice. It would be just like inhale and relax. Like exhale all of your concerns, and yeah. I don't know.
Keep going.
I haven't practiced it.
That was your voice, though?
It needs a little bit of work. Yeah. I'll have to practice it and get back to you.
You gotta hit the lab. Hit that same lab you can with the butter idea, and you gotta run through some simulations of voices in that spot.
I think your voice needs a little bit of work too.
Bang bang. That's okay. I agree.
Yeah.
Rest your eyes against.
So intense.
No, is that not what now?
Just very softly rest your eyes.
Okay, I got one. Hold on. Okay. Rest your eyes against your head.
That's better.
Put your arms against. Yeah, is that like a 12:30 midnight radio voice sort of thing?
Yeah, you're getting there, getting closer.
Okay, that's what they say. Okay, all right, okay.
What are your favorite kind of meditations to do?
I like the people with the soft English voices.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah. You're now going against, I don't know, I can't do a soft English voice. Otherwise, I would have done that as my voice.
Relaxed.
Excuse me, do that one more time?
I can't. Anytime you put me on the spot to do an accent, I will just completely slaughter it. But if it just happens on spur of the moment, I can maybe pull it off. Okay. That was a one-time shot.
I don't believe that. I think that you could do it if you wanted to.
Maybe if I dug.
Kelly, you seem like the type that if you put your mind to it, you could do anything. So I truly believe that if you really wanted to do an English accent right now, you could do one. It would be great.
Maybe if you gave me a line to say and then I thought about it.
Okay. Imagine that you are in a room by yourself with no one around. Just kind of a double thing, but it's okay.
Oh man. Imagine that you're in a room by yourself with no one else around.
That's pretty good. I mean, hey, I don't know. That's a good one right there.
Oh man, I had to dig really deep to pull that up too.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I think you had that one in you. See, that was what I'm saying, man. If you put your mind to it, you could be able to do anything you want. So when it comes to that accent, piece of cake. Piece of cake. I think so.
What's your? Can you do any good accents or?
I can do a French accent. A French Asian accent. You ever heard a French Asian person before? Hold on a second. Let me get my thing. Wait a second here.
What?
I can do his voice.
I don't know who that is.
His name's Alex Dreyfus. He's in charge of the Global Poker Index, the Global Poker League, the GPI.
Okay.
He say, you know, Kelly, you want to be number one GPI, Kelly? You can do it if you just work hard. If you try to put the hard work in, if you try to better your poker skills, Kelly, you could one day become the top person on the GPI. But it might take some work. It might take some skill, and it might be hard. That's it. That's what I got. It's like Asian/French, right?
That was really good.
Was it?
It was. It was really, I mean, I actually don't know that guy and I don't know what he sounds like. So you could probably come up with a very wide range of impressions there. And I would think they were great.
Bang, bang. Okay. So it's not that good. Got it. Okay. But no, so here's what you should do. You should listen to something he said. It sounds very Asian. I know it's a French Asian. So you should try listening to him after this and see if you thought it was similar or not.
Okay. I'll try.
Okay. She's being polite. Fuck you, On Gun. Come on, man. She's not being polite. Very nice Asian accent. That's true. Only posh people sound like that English accent she done. And we burn the posh. Is that Power Play Tom Fuertes in the chat? God damn, man. That's my guy. That's one of the, I think we came up with the big girl grinding saying initially in 2010 and 2011 in Hollywood, Florida at the Hard Rock. I think we did. Is that my buddy Power Play Fuertes in the chat? What's up? Andre says, what about the 10-20 and above games in Bay Area? Have you played in those? Have you played in the private games there? Are you getting those games or anything like that?
I haven't played in any private games. I would love to get in some. If anyone knows about any home games that I should be playing, I'd love to hear about them. I played a little bit of 10-20 just at card rooms.
But no private. But you're looking to get into the private games there.
Yeah, good private game that's safe and isn't shady and is a good group of people. Yeah, I would love to play.
Okay. I'm sure they'd love to have you. I'm sure they'd love to have some more women in the games. I mean, you'd probably be taking their money potentially, but I'm sure they would enjoy playing with. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know the makeups of the games in San Francisco. I've heard allegedly there's some pretty good high stakes games that do run there.
Yeah, I think there are. Just a matter of knowing the right people and getting in on them.
Networking GTO right there, it sounds like.
Yeah, Phil was mentioning during the 25-50 cash game we played at Poker Night, he was mentioning the 100-200 no limit game he plays 4 nights a week in the Bay Area with Elon Musk and Bill Clinton. So I would love to get in on that one.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what? What? Wait a second, what? Wait a second. Phil Hellmuth allegedly plays in a 100-200 game with Bill Clinton and Elon Musk.
That's what I've heard.
What the fuck? What? I'm blown away. I don't know what to say about this. Wow. Are you sure he said this on the stream?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. I've heard about it.
Where did he say this at? Was this at the dinner where he posted the selfie of you two, or?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. But
he says this in private to you.
Yeah.
Did he know that you like Elon Musk?
I told him after.
Oh. Maybe he was trying to work his moves on you. Maybe he's trying to play a little bit of chess with you and work trying to impress you. He's like, yeah, kid, I know Elon Musk. I know Bill Clinton, the president. We play in the game together, kid.
Yeah. Elon Musk's homie. They hang out all the time.
He said that too?
I think they're friends.
Phil Hellmuth is friends with Elon Musk.
They hang out all the time, but I know that they're friends. Or they're at least friendly acquaintances.
What the fuck? What?
It's a big area. I mean, all of the Phil Hellmuth lives in Palo Alto, right in the Bay Area. Yeah, all these Silicon Valley guys are in the area.
Wow, I need to find out about this game. That's some crazy shit right there.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton and Elon Musk in that. What do you think the odds that you get in that game are, Kelly?
I don't know. I would say I have a shot. Maybe 20%. I'm working on it. I think my chances could slowly start to go up.
We should make it our life mission to get you in this game.
That would be amazing. I'm so on board. I would love to get in that game.
I'm serious. We need to get, okay, guys in the chat, our life mission is to get Kelly in this game.
Amazing.
We want to get Kelly in this game with Elon Musk and Bill fucking Clinton, okay? What do you think we'd have to do that? I think you might need to, I think Phil likes you. If I think you need to talk to Phil more.
Yeah, I should try. I would love to get in that game.
Wow, what a game. I mean, who else could be in the game? I mean, I don't know.
I know. I would be fangirling so hard. I don't even know if I could think straight.
No wonder why Phil talks so much shit still about poker. He's playing in this 100 and 200 game with guys that just have a bunch of money. And yeah, Bill Clinton probably be a bit handsy under the table. You gotta watch out for Clinton though, Kelly, for sure. She's a cute girl like you. I don't know. He might, Mr. President might start coming out and Kelly, I'd like to take you back. I don't know how Bill Clinton, I don't know what he says or what he would do, but
kind of sounded like Bill Clinton voice.
That was a Bill Clinton voice?
Yeah.
Do you have a Bill Clinton voice too?
No.
Kelly, I'd like to take, I'm gonna get fucked up. God damn it. All right, whatever. Oh man. Wow. I don't even know what to say right now, guys. I'm pretty shocked. This alleged game. I need to figure out more about this, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, guys. I'm stunned. I don't know. Kelly, you got anything to say? I don't
anymore. You're like, oh my God, we need to get into this game.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, we need you in the game. Mark Zuckerberg's probably in the game. Richard Branson could be in the game.
Oh, that would be, yeah. When one of the questions I did calling the clock was, who would you have at your dream poker game? It was Richard Branson, Elon Musk. So that would be amazing.
Who else would be in the game?
I think it'd be cool to play with Obama, and I think he's into poker. And I said Amy Schumer, because she would just make it really fun, cracking jokes. I mean, you got to have a balance. You got the serious players, you got the comedians. Yeah, I think it was Obama, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Amy Schumer, and I can't remember who my fifth one was. I don't know. What would your dream poker if you could have 5 players, 6-handed game with anyone in the world?
So it'd basically be like, who would I like to hang out with that doesn't matter if they play poker or don't play poker then, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they play. I think we'll put Tim Ferriss in there just because I love his books. He's provided a lot of great stuff for my life at this current moment in time. I think Elon Musk, because I really enjoy his story a lot, and I'd like to just play with him. I mean, that'd be pretty fucking awesome. I got to say, that'd be pretty great. Let's think about people that I like. Kelly said 5th was Tesla, I think. Charlie Carroll said.
5th. Oh, well, Nikolai Tesla isn't alive, so he wouldn't be able to make it.
You're right. He probably couldn't.
Oh yeah, just Elon Musk. Because who was my 5th? I don't know. I feel like I had a great lineup though.
I don't think I have a 5. There's no one I like really aspire to.
I mean, it could just be someone that you know that'd be fun, or some random celebrity. Like, I mean,
LeBron James, of course. I'm a big basketball player.
All right, it's easy to come up with 5.
Yeah, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Those 2 would probably be in there. I think maybe Tom Dwan. What a game this is putting together right here.
It's an epic game.
Tom Dwan, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. I don't know.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah, I don't know who else I'd put in that game.
Maybe a comedian or just some entertainer.
Bill Simmons is my guy. I don't know if you know Bill Simmons. You know who he is?
Mm-hmm.
He's used to be like an ESPN guy. Now he's got his own site called The Ringer and Grantland.com. I've listened to his podcast for the past 12 years or something like that. I feel like 10 years. Whenever his first podcast started, maybe 10 years ago, I've been reading and listening to his podcast since it ever started. Listening to almost all the episodes. So
cool.
Yeah.
What is the podcast about?
What'd you say?
What is the podcast about?
It's about sports. He has on different sports people and different those guys.
Cool.
So Chris G says Steve Albini. I actually played in a home game with Steve Albini before, so technically I took up someone on your list here. McAllis says, is it on her bucket list to send Phil Hellmuth into the ejector seat one time?
What's the ejector seat?
I have no idea.
That sounds scary.
Basically, I think it sounds like you want to kick him out of the game.
No.
No?
Happy to keep him in the game.
Okay. All right. Putin? No, we're not playing with Putin in the home game. Come on, man.
What's going on, chat?
For fuck's sakes, man. This chat's going off the fucking rails. All right. So you said so coming up here, you're going to WPT.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're Jeffrey Dahmer, fucking stop it. And Danny, you weird motherfucker. Not and then you're going to do some are you gonna do commentary you said at the Thunder Valley? Is that what you said?
No, I'm playing. So I'm playing the Shooting Star main and I'm playing Rolling Thunder main. And then after that, just World Series and a bunch of catch games in between.
Okay. So that's March, April, May, June. Yeah, are you gonna go out for the whole entire series?
I don't think so. Probably going to go back and forth. It's really easy to do living so close, and I just miss home if I'm there for too long. So I'll probably do a couple trips and then come back when I need breaks.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm excited for you too out there, Kelly. Hopefully one day you'll find the great game of PLO in Omaha. We'd love to have you over here at PLO. We'd love to inject that needle in your arm, put a little taste of 4 cards through your body, running down all over. You can't get out. Yeah, it's addicting. You got to be careful though. When it takes over your body and mind and soul, it just grabs you. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I might find out.
Okay. Guys in the chat, appreciate all the comments. Appreciate all the questions today. If you want to follow Kelly on Twitter, it's at ELLOVI. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Just ELLOVI. Ellovi. How did you even come up with this name?
Ellovi. It was inspired by the word love. So L-O-V. You get it?
I feel like I had it as I spelt it out. L-O-V. I was like, wait a second. L-O-V.
Yeah. No, it's just kind of an abstract word inspired by love that's also kind of feminine.
Yeah, it's kind of feminine, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. And then you said we're gonna get some butter on that. I'm gonna make it. I'll tell you. I'll use it in the pod. I'll like put it on my lips like this and be like, yeah, we're just putting this on our lips, guys. It's nice and it makes our lips. I'll put it. Yeah,
It is. Yeah.
You have a man. You have a color for a boy. A color for like a man color without a pink.
I do. This one's tinted, but I have lip butters that come in different colors. Most of them are clear, so they don't put any color on your lips.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind the color. Listen, it's 2017 here.
You'll go with it.
I don't mind some purple.
It gives you a little bit of a blush on your lips,
Listen, I don't mind a little bit of blush on my lips at all. I'm in.
Yeah. Well, perfect. I'll send you then all tinted products.
And maybe some clear ones too, just in case.
Just mix it in.
Just in case. Luke says, what's your favorite future schedule, Joey? Guys, so I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff in Vegas. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow for 5 days. I'm shooting a brand new poker-related show with Poker Central. And we're going to be having some of very, very interesting people on the show. Let's just put it like that. So we're going to be shooting that for the next 5 days, starting on Sunday. I'll be putting stuff on Snapchat, Joey Your One. I'll put it on Twitter. I'll record some stuff for YouTube as well. After that, going to the Poker Awards in LA, where I'm going to win a poker award, hopefully. Doing live at the bike commentary next Friday for the PLO game they're having. And I'll probably do some live podcasts while I'm out there. I don't know exactly who or with what. And if Kelly was in LA, maybe we get her out there for something, but she's not going to be there. So she's too cool to go to the Poker Awards, and that's okay.
It sounds interesting. I'll look into it. I thought you said it was in Miami. It's in LA?
Los Angeles, California, ma'am, in Beverly Hills.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
5 hours out for me.
Exactly. You have Snapchat or anything like that for the fans? You got something where the guys can creep on you on or something?
I don't have Snapchat. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and then don't friend me on Facebook because I haven't updated for like 7 years. So all my photos are embarrassing and I hardly use Facebook.
What do you mean your photos are embarrassing? What's that mean?
Oh, no. I got a Facebook account, I think in 6th or 7th grade. And I think all of the photos that I've posted then are still there. So every time someone friend requests me, I'm like, oh my God, I see all this old stuff. And I haven't updated. Facebook privacy settings are so confusing to navigate. So I haven't really set up my account. to filter out some of that awkward stuff that you guys don't necessarily need to see from when I was in 6th grade. Yeah.
Well, okay, we'll leave it on that note then, guys. If you want to find this podcast, you can watch it back on here. It'll also be on iTunes. Search Poker Live Podcast sometime soon. And that's it, Kelly. It was great chatting with you. Great.
Thank you so much for having me.
For sure. Great game to learn more about you. And I hope to chat with you again soon. And I hope to keep seeing you around the poker game. And I'm sure that you'll continue to make improvements in your game. And I'm sure success will follow you along the way if you decide to stay in poker.
Well, thank you so much. I had a good time. Yeah.
Cool, guys.
Nice
That's it.
All right. See you guys.
Adios, everybody. Peace out. Much love. That's it. Peace.